Sorry about that, Audrey.
But yeah, say hi to YouTube. We're recording this live on Doomblade 9727 on Twitch. I stream every day. We stream plenty of different games, mainly Monster Hunter content. But yeah, we're reacting to the Age of Artistic Vandalism. Of course, I'll be linking the video in the. You have to go. It's 2:20 a.m. Oh yeah, go ahead and go to bed. Go and go to bed. You're always welcome to the stream, Audrey. But yeah, we're gonna be reacting to this. Like I said, this is gonna be in the video description, the link to the video. And yeah, let's go and get this started.
Really popular on the internet lately. A lot of companies are doing it. Everyone's putting their dicks in different bags to try to find different places to suck money.
Can you hear it, Jesse?
IPs that are already established and made great by someone that actually knows what they're doing, and it's pissing me off. I've decided to dedicate my main channel to passion project videos where I do a hell of a lot of research and I don't expect to get a lot of views because it's something that I'm passionate about, but everyone else might not be, and that's what we're doing today,
Bro, real though.
We are talking about the perverted world of artistic vandalism. Art is something I am very passionate about, said everyone ever. But much like every single era of human history, the artist is always exploited by the businessman. The difference is, somehow in the past, the businessman still respected the art to some degree and wanted the art to be, well, art. We live in an era that has been so digitized with so many ADHD freak-out human creatures like me that will look at a headline.
Oh my god, they're everywhere.
Make up your mind about everything.
Yeah, they really are. But he's like one of the funniest for sure.
Oh yeah.
The incentive of keeping the artistic value dwindles, and the incentive of just coming up with ways to.
I remember watching one where he was reacting to a guy called Weeb Commander.
I think I remember that one.
Now, this isn't going
and he complained about Weeb Commander's long-ass intros, but I mean, come on.
What is this animation, bro?
That's a good question. What is that animation? Like, is it to a head or is that like nut to butt right there? What's going on?
That's butt to butt, bro.
Oh wow! And watch when he does it; it like goes through the other body.
Whapping my belt, saying, "You dumb ass consuming." It's all your fault that
was
with this.
I want that rabbit
isn't
thing.
All gonna be a video of just me sitting here complaining for 5 minutes straight. No, this is the hard-hitting, long-winded, hard evidence version of what the hell I'm talking about.
Oh my god, this is Nux. This is him right here.
That's like his fucking real life or what?
Right now.
yeah, that's for sure.
Sorry, uploads are slow on the main channel, and I only post my 2 videos a day on Nuxanor, which is more easy, lighthearted stuff. And if you don't like that, you may leave.
I love when he does Escanor videos.
We're talking about
oh, dude, I love Escanor. He's so good.
Me too, but I love this guy's Escanor videos because he takes it. It's amazing. Like when he does the Escanor videos, it's so funny.
We are going hard. We are going fast, and we are cutting the head off.
Because he really gets into the Escanor character.
The evil woke people
are
destroying the world. And this isn't coming from a perspective of relatively unpopular, slightly cringe adaptations. I'm going a step further. I'm not calling you out for being bad at your job. I am calling you out for being a malicious actor participating in artistic vandalism.
Oh, yeah, I think I watched a little bit of this one.
To understand what I am trying to say, I am going to give you an analogy based on a historical artistic war that took place in Florence, Italy, in the late 1400s and early 1500s. In the 1400s, the city of Florence in Italy was ruled over by the Medici family, an incredibly powerful political family that basically
this is just the intro.
Everything. Rich
it's a good intro though.
Controlled everything, and all the little peons had to basically worship their toes.
But it's still a long-winded intro for someone who complains about long-winded intros.
Eventually, there was a massive resistance in Florence, and the people took
power. Leave him alone.
And from the years 1501 to 1504, Michelangelo, you know, the artist sculptor guy that was based off the Ninja Turtle, that guy. He built a statue of David, a legendary piece of art, a massive marble statue, and
oh my god.
I mean, at least they covered it for you.
Look at that art.
Look at the eyes, bro. Why one of the eyes is like a booty heart and the other one's got something going on in it, like some gears. My head's fucked up.
He got a butt eye.
You see it, right?
Yeah, I see it. I see what you're talking about. They got the lips down pretty good. His nose isn't that bad either.
Not
Still,
really.
to this
It's
day,
really
one of
those
the most
eyes.
iconic pieces of sculpting history. The statue David
For the
was meant
age.
to represent
Oh, yeah.
David from the Bible who fought against Goliath, a massive force, but
Oh my god, I love the story of David and Goliath.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people, you're always, no matter what situation you find in, the big power versus the little one, it is just you find the story of David and Goliath throughout the years. It's the same as Cain and Abel.
Yeah. I prefer Greek stories,
despite
though,
the fact that
most
he
of
was
the
up
time.
against a
Greek is
literal
good as
giant,
well.
David, a little guy with a slingshot, was
I
able
like
to
Greek
take
because of how
that
fucked
dude
up it is.
down. It was to represent how the little people, the resistance in Florence, were able to
Wait,
go
no,
up
this is
against
Greek.
the Medici family and actually win. They were actually
yeah.
able to take the city back. They were
His
David, and
is,
the
I
Medici
don't know
family
what years
Goliath.
was. I forgot what you
This
said, to be
statue
honest.
was
My
erected,
memory is shit.
not with an erection, because goddamn, that is one tiny dong, but it was erected to
I find it funny that back in the day, like, having a big dong was like, you're so uncouth, you're so barbaric.
Actually, that's kind of funny when you think about it, because you're right. Those sculptures were what they considered the perfect human body, and that's someone on steroids. Literally, their perfect human body is someone on steroids.
Oh my god. Fucking idiots, bro.
represent the victory against the Medici.
You've watched
Fast forward to
Supernatural, haven't you?
1559, in
Yes.
that same square in
Bobby
Florence,
Singer.
they painstakingly built
Leave Bobby
the
alone.
Fountain of Neptune
Nah,
by the
true best
commission of,
character. What you
guessed
talking
it,
about?
Bobby's the best
Cosimo
character.
de Medici. That's
For real.
right, the Medici family was absolutely
That's what I was
back in
saying.
power.
Ain't
It took
nothing wrong with
60
him.
years, but ladies and gentlemen, they are back full force as rich people tend to do. They crawl back
He
up
was
to
the dad
boundaries
everyone
of
needed.
Society that they make
Oh
for
my
themselves.
god, I love
Control the
Bobby.
herds and the masses. You know, it's pretty based, honestly. If I could do it, maybe I would. Who knows? But they came back, and in order to show you that no, we are going by the old ways, they went to build a massive statue of Neptune or Poseidon to
Oh my
represent the
God.
fact that this is a different culture than David. They didn't take down the David statue that symbolized their.
Which mind you has a whole lot of respect. Like back
Yeah,
in the
I could actually acknowledge the respect to leave up the art and just say, hey, yeah, I have one too, but it's of my god. Fuck you.
like I guarantee you if this was nowadays, they would put a petition to tear it down and then put a statue over where that statue was.
What you mean? They tear it down before they petitioned it?
Oh my god.
You get you had no statement for that. You knew I was right.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna argue with that.
Neptune's son in Greek
Especially by
mythology,
Karen logic.
Perseus, is also in that same square. He is
Well, now you got
across
some
the square,
censoring to do.
directly in the eye line of Neptune in his fountain.
No, I don't.
And Perseus is standing there with his hand
I
outstretched.
mean, it is
holding the
just
head of
art. If
Medusa,
they
because in
really
Greek
flag for
mythology,
that, they're
Perseus
fucked up.
decapitated Medusa, just like how in Percy Jackson, Percy decapitated Medusa. Oh my god! And there Perseus stands with his head face down.
Oh
because
my
obviously,
God.
Even if you're looking at
There is just something so special looking at art like this.
Bro, I do love it. It's honestly real nice. I love old Greek art. It's really it's like top of the line.
It's like satisfying to look at.
It was the golden age of art.
But you know what's sad? This is the Medici. This is the art made by Medici, the Medici family.
Yeah. I never
Medusa's
got too
decapitated
focused
head,
into
and
the
he's still
art
looking to
itself,
turn you
but
into
more of
stone.
the lore.
He's looking face down, and he's holding Medusa's head out wide.
I never did
Iconically,
until
though,
recently.
That Medusa's head is exactly in the eye line of Michelangelo's statue of David. This statue
Oh,
was
gee,
more
placed
censoring.
50
At each
years
other.
later to represent the Medici's return to
Look at
power
that.
over
Hang
the
on, I want to
city
go back for a
and
second.
60 years.
Look at that sack,
Tiny.
bro.
Yeah,
That is
you
a
you a body
sack.
look. You on steroid with a little PP and the sack of gods. Explain that
years
to
later
me.
represent the Medici's return to power over the city, and there is Percy holding Medusa's head exactly in the eye line of the marble statue of David.
Oh,
because
that's
Medusa will
fucked.
turn you to stone if you look at it. This
Yeah,
represents
I
the
realized
seizure
that
of
as soon
power
as
of
you
the
said
Medici
it.
family.
Yeah, this is literally artistic warfare.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, fuck you. My Medusa is killing is what made your statue. I love it. Let's go.
I didn't even realize that marble is stone. And
Yeah.
they're
Medusa created that, so their David was so powerful. Instead of you became marble instead of stone, but Medusa still killed you, type of shit. Like that's
wow.
and that's saying something because they're also like Medusa wasn't even the strongest, but she still was what could kill yours.
Oh my god. I'm telling you, it's a different age nowadays. It's just different. It's like a completely different universe.
Once again, this is a way
Bro, that's why I
to
love to read,
metaphorically
because it can
cripple
take my
everything the
mind
resistance
can picture
meant
that shit
by
so
creating
well.
that statue of David. In the story, in that square, the resistance lost. However, they did it with completely respecting the integrity.
Yeah, they
and the
lost,
work
but
of art
it
that
was in
is
respect.
Yeah,
Michelangelo's
it was,
statue of
yeah,
David.
yeah. This
is
was a
artistic
respectful
warfare.
win and lose.
But even these people that had political reasons to
Which doesn't
destroy
happen
their
anymore.
opponent's art had so much respect for the art of someone that they didn't
Nah, the
necessarily
loser
agree with
nowadays
in any way,
starts
that
the
were
pity
political
party
rivals
train.
that probably killed each
The
other
loser then
through the
said,
ages.
"Yeah, you
When
won.
it came to a
You got
work
me.
of
Good
art,
job."
they would leave it untouched.
I don't get what's so
It was
hard
a
about
piece
that,
of the
though.
history of the world, and it's
Because of a
spoke for
culture
its
that we've
time period.
created
It was an
of
ideal that, yes, maybe 60 years
like,
out of date
I
right
feel
now,
like it's so we as Americans, you know, the like nobody's a loser, everyone gets a trophy.
Oh, I hate that. I hate it so much. Did you see what they did to the grading system? In fact,
For schools.
for America, yeah, they want to change it.
What did
An
they?
A
So
is
I
80. An A is 80 to 100.
what the fuck?
An F is 0 to 30. About go from there. I don't remember it fully. That's just what I'm telling you that I remember.
Part of me is pissed, but the other part of me is like, why didn't I have this in schools? Like, I would have an
like,
A on
I
so
get
many.
that, but the bigger part is the you know how many motherfuckers had to work for that shit? That's like that curve they started doing where they're like, oh yeah, you got an 80 really, but we're gonna curve it up so you got a 95. I'd be like, I'd get 100 on them tests. I'd be like, this motherfucker missed like 2, 3, 4 questions. He still got 100. What the fuck?
There are some schools where your assignments don't mean shit until the end of your assessment.
Yeah.
Like it's dumb. It's so stupid. Like when I was in school, we did the partial grading where it was like what 85 to it was 100 to like 95, that was an A, and then 95 to 85, which was a B, and then 85 to 75, which was a C. And then they changed it to 10-point grading scale where it was 90 to 100, that was an A, 80 to 90, that was a B. Like,
yeah, I always had the 10-point grading scale.
Like I remember when it was different before the 10-point.
The only difference was the C and D difference, where C was like I think it was 80 to 75, and a D was 70 to 75, and then after that it was F.
Oh my god. We're so cooked, bro. We're so cooked.
Yeah. Shall we continue?
Yes, sir.
The resistance doesn't exist anymore, but it was still something that existed and mattered to that time. An existing piece of history, and respect to it.
That will forever
Yeah,
be
no,
around.
that reminded me of something.
What?
How they didn't tear it down? Well, I saw this theory. What if the Mandela effect is just our government seeing what they can make us forget without us realizing it? Example, Fruit of the Loom. Did they ever have a fucking cornucopia on their tag?
They would have fruit.
Did they have a cornucopia with that fruit though?
Hold on.
At one point or another, did they? Without Google, or you can Google it.
I want to Google it because I actually don't know because the thing is I never wore.
This is one I watched. I never did really either, but it's a video I saw, and this is the example they used. Did Fruit of the Loom have a cornucopia on the tag ever, like it did with the fruit?
Oh, the Great Fruit of the Loom mystery is solved.
Yeah,
Yeah, it did.
that Fruit of the Loom was telling people that it didn't ever.
Oh, it
But
never
someone went
had a
and found an old
cornucopia
one
in
they
it.
had
It never had
that had a
one.
cornucopia. It did, because someone found an old pair they owned that had the cornucopia.
Ailment called the Mandela effect.
That's what the theory was, that Mandela effect, where it didn't, is the government trying to see what they can get us to forget.
This is fucked, bro. Why?
Yes, sorry about that.
Why did you do this to me? Now I'm paranoid. Now I'm like I get paranoid all the time that our government is fucking with
Oh,
us
I'm
like
sorry.
constantly. But now
it is
now I'm just even more
now
paranoid.
there's some proof. Dude, that's some proof that gets it for you.
And the thing
I'm
is,
sorry, I keep
if
distracting
the
your
government
video.
is doing it, you gotta think like that's just a company.
There actually, okay, I'm gonna turn your world upside down a little more.
Oh
Curious
boy.
George didn't have a tail. There's a movie with a book, an old movie where they're about the Mandela effect, where they pull out a book of Curious George with the tail, a real book of Curious George with the tail. Or there was a movie that didn't exist. It existed in that movie.
I think I
A real
remember
one.
that. No. I remember him not having a tail.
I swear to God, I remember him with a tail.
I remember him
At
not
least
having
once.
a tail because if he had a tail, the artist would at least let him hang off of it a couple of times. But no, he never had a tail.
I swear I remember him hanging at least once.
Dude, I remember that one episode where he fucked with the street lights.
It has been a while since I watched it. Bro, we are really getting distracted though.
Hey, that's fine. Give us more time for the
For someone
YouTube
else's
video.
piece of art, if you are tasked
Yeah.
to work with it, whether you are adapting a cartoon into
Oh
a
my
live
fucking
action,
God.
or you are localizing the
I hated it.
translation of an anime, or you are a game company.
I think
that
that's
is
the
trying to
first
be
one
a
he talks
branding
about.
By putting different
It
pieces
is.
of agenda in
The
video
original.
games to sell better to different groups.
And the
You
way
are
they
people
changed
that
it, I
are
think. I
supposedly
remember that one.
loving the thing you are doing. You are working in this field to create something that people enjoy out of something else that people enjoy. That is your job. And if the Medici family, a tyrannical government, had more self-restraint and respect for art
Damn.
than you do, well, then that is saying
That's
something
funny.
very, very wrong about society today.
He got it on the
Get all that
button,
boring
bro.
history
Right on
crap
the
out of
money.
way, because
He
I know
did.
you're all here to see me breathing down people's necks
Oh my
and
God.
spanking people's buttholes. I don't think there is any show that is almost as universally beloved as the cartoon Avatar: The Last Airbender. A
Oh my
legitimate,
God, this
unanimously
show.
acclaimed
My childhood, bro. My childhood. I can
Avatar,
still watch it again to
The
this day.
Last
Look at this team, bro.
Iconic.
I love Toph.
Okay. Toph's best character.
Like when I was
The
a kid.
only character comparable is Momo.
Momo, you mean this little thing?
Yeah, Momo. That's the only thing comparable to Toph as best character.
Cause Toph was one of those characters that was actually relatable in some cases, because not only was she was blind, but that didn't make her like the worst of like fighter or anything like that. She was really good at
No, it
fighting.
made her the fucking best. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Her inability made her the best earthbender in, what was it, centuries ever? I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with ever because she invented metal bending.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She created her own metal bending brigade.
Yeah, she did. I didn't watch too much of Korra, but I do know about that. That
Dude,
was
I
fire.
remember this one short where this guy was freaking out. Dude, there was this scene where she freaking busts down the door, falls forward, bends the metal into a suit of armor, and
Oh, you're talking about the final battle. I know what you're talking about.
oh my God, that was like the hardest shit you could ever see in a goddamn show.
Hey, nah, but when she was crawling on the fucking roof like the fucking spider from hell,
Oh no.
you'd have been done. Nah.
I would just quit. If I was part of the Fire Nerd channel, I'd be like, I quit. Don't kill me, please. I'm leaving now.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'd have been gone. Hey, I'm gonna grab a parachute. I'm out. I do fuck with what they do with Sokka though. Sokka went from being a little annoying to also being a decent character. He had a really good character building.
he had a good character arc originally. So originally he was actually sexist. Originally.
Yeah, I think this video gets into it. To be honest.
Airbender, a legitimate
Yeah, I don't want to
acclaimed
do his video
masterpiece
for
that
him.
no one hates at all in any way. And of course, you know where this story is ending. It got a Netflix adaptation, bringing.
Bro, do you know what I find funny?
What?
Anytime someone who has art, like a show that pisses me off, I always tell them as a threat, I hope your show gets a Netflix adaptation.
Death Note got it. Bleach got it. I don't think Bleach has pissed me off. I hated Bleaches.
Death Note pissed me off. You know why?
Yeah, Death Note in general pissed me off though.
Really? Why?
I did not fuck with the way it ended.
Oh yeah.
Because we all know L. If anyone was going to catch him, it had to be L.
Actually, no. It's not really. I was expecting L to die, but the thing is, I
Me
was
too.
more.
But I was expecting him to actually kill him by knowing, like, you know what I mean?
No. It was a perfect way that Light actually got to L. But the thing is, the way
that was
Near,
perfect.
but the way Near got to him was bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I hated. But that's what I'm saying. If anyone was going to catch him, though, it had to be L. No one else was smart enough, and L was already close.
Yeah.
And honestly, it could have gone on a little longer to where, like, L actually figured it out and was about to expose him, and then died.
You know, there are some people who
But
think,
without
like,
any
what
written
would have
evidence.
happened? What would have happened if Light never killed Lindell Taylor?
That first guy on the video,
Yeah, on the TV screen.
I feel like it would have lasted a lot longer for sure.
No, I feel like nothing would have happened to Light.
Yeah.
Because let me explain why. Because the thing is, the people were having heart attacks. They weren't dying of regular causes, like they were dying of supernatural
you're
causes.
right.
So there is no reason for them to think, oh, this is like a person doing it. No, this is like an act of God. But the fact,
if he had just waited instead of getting baited.
yeah,
but,
instead of getting
high
baited,
schoolers-
he could have gotten away with it, like at all. Like honestly,
Like if he waited, like say if he still killed the guy, but like waited, like said to kill him a few hours later.
oh yeah, that actually would have
Maybe,
been
like, the
so
next
much
day.
better.
Like instead of raging, he'd be like, okay, but he'll die in just right before the time that you want him to die.
Ryuk fucked him over.
A little bit, yeah.
Ryuk definitely fucked him over. It was like, oh, he pressing you shit. He's pressing you. If Ryuk wasn't there, Light definitely would have left him alone and said, I'll kill you later. But no, Ryuk had to say some shit and then just like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill you now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because even I knew, like, if I
He-
could die,
actually, you can see it. You can see it in Light's eyes. He knew not to do it. He wasn't going to, but Ryuk did push him to do it.
little instigator ass.
For real. Alright,
Anyway,
back to the
let
video.
yeah.
To the world as a live action anime.
Oh my.
Ew.
Jolly.
They did
What the
Boomy
fuck
dirty.
was that? What the fuck
They
was
did
that?
Boomy dirty. That was Boomy.
No, not just Boomy. Look at. Hold on.
Live
That's
Look at how it
Katara.
slides on the
That's
ground.
Sokka.
adaptation.
It slides so
That's
slow.
Sokka.
And then grabs him. And
Dude,
King Boomy's
but
just standing there looking
They
at
didn't
him.
even get involved in the fight, though, bro.
Leading
He's just
to the
like,
world
are
as
you
a
really a
live
threat? You aren't a
action
threat.
He just slides. And Boomy just
You're
looks at him
talking-
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He's like, really? Y'all are doing that as a combo? That's what y'all got?
adaptation.
No, it's not even that. Like, hang on. I really want to
And of
like
course,
express
as a
this. So
live action.
Let me count this.
She iced the ground. Look, see?
No,
That's what
it's
she was
not
doing
that.
to allow him to slide.
Pay attention to Sokka.
Yeah.
Slow ass fucking slide. Slow ass
Yeah,
slide,
that was
dude.
slow as fuck. That was slow as fuck.
Like I
I didn't
guarantee
catch
you,
that.
Boomy had. Hang on.
Bringing it into the world as a live
1,
action
2,
anime
3, 4,
adaptation.
5, 6, 7. He had 7 seconds to react.
You were going a little fast. 5 to 6 at best. But still, Boomy, with his skill of earthbending, could have fucking launched a rocket into his chest before he got there.
Not even that. Probably just punched him in the face just to fuck with him.
Realistically, yeah, it is Boomy. I can see him doing that just to fuck with someone. I'm just gonna punch.
But what I find
Into
funny,
the world as a live action
like I said, his
anime.
face. He looks over. He's just like, what the fuck is this?
He really does. He's like, is this what's going on? What the fuck?
And honestly, I don't know if this is like the actor being Boomy right now, or if this is the actor like actually showing through and be like, I can't believe I'm fucking doing this.
I think it's the latter on that case.
This show was so fucking dumb.
They fucked up the
Adaptation.
show
Jolly.
with this
Thankfully,
movie.
they didn't give Sokka dialogue that made it sound like he was sucking on skibbity toilet Riz every single
Oh my gosh,
sentence
shut
or
up,
two,
Nux.
like they like to do in all these
I
other
hate that thing.
adaptations. Unfortunately, however, they absolutely cucked every single character plotline as well as the major themes for the entire series. Now, everyone knew this was going to be bad when the actual original writers of the Avatar cartoon walked.
Oh my god. You know
Said
it's
no.
bad. You know
They
it's
said no.
you know it's bad when your show is
Makes the
abandoned
original
by the
creators
original
say,
people.
Nah. Bro, they just said, nah, we ain't doing it.
This is sad, bro.
For real.
Walked away and didn't want to have their input exist in the actual live action, that is a bad freaking sign. But even more than that,
Yeah.
before actually releasing the very first episode of the Avatar, they sat down and they were like, Avatar was a little problematic back in its day. As a cartoon,
my
there were a lot of
God.
problematic themes. For
Oh.
example, Sokka was sexist. Yes, you heard that
Yeah, that
correctly.
was the point of
Also,
his
we wanna-
character
We want
arc.
to make it a lot better. We want to improve on it. So we're gonna make it a lot more Game of Thrones like. The audience knew they were talking about season 8 of Game of Thrones. This was obviously the biggest red flag in the world. I know Matt Owens, the showrunner of the One Piece live action adaptation. He would
The
never.
One Piece live action was actually decent.
I haven't watched it, but I'm not a One Piece fan.
Oh, fair enough.
Say
I like the
something like that
fights,
at
but I don't
all.
like
You
the
see,
story.
Because he actually loved One Piece when he made that adaptation. You'd think that would be literally the bar on the floor for adapting. You know,
That
to
was actually a
like
pretty good
the
character
thing you're
for Luffy.
adapting. Actually, the bar on the floor, which I didn't even think was a bar, was actually, you know, watching or playing the source material, which could be said about the freaking Netflix people. At least they watched Avatar. The people doing the live-action Halo show never even played Halo. But
Oh
getting
my
back to Avatar
God.
For just a brief
I did
moment,
hear
a lot
about
of people
that.
complain that the Netflix Avatar is a bad adaptation, and I've seen a wide variety of reasons as to why it's a bad adaptation. Some of the crowd likes to sit here and say that they're focusing on theatrics a lot more than they're actually focusing on plot. And while I do agree with that complaint, I think it's only the tip of the iceberg. They go in full detail to show badass fight scenes every single time you turn around, but unfortunately, the badass fight scenes have like no
That was a
weight
better
behind
fight
them.
in the
Whereas
cartoon
Uncle Iroh
anyway.
drinking hot leaf juice in Avatar, the cartoon.
I loved Uncle
is
Iroh.
Oh.
incredible. As an
You know when
example
Uncle
for this
Iroh
complaint, I
describes
think,
the
my
elements
favorite
to
would be the fact
him?
Who?
To Zuko?
Yeah.
When Iroh just... There's a short that changes it. It keeps Iroh's voice perfect, but it describes the different platforms, like with Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and Switch, with the elements. It's like, and the way it ends, it's important you know all the important of all platforms. Otherwise, you become an ignorant fanboy.
Doesn't even talk about PC. He's like, but
He
don't
does.
worry about PC.
PC is the
Master Race.
PC is the realm of freedom.
PC's the realm. Oh my god, yeah. Because the thing is, I hate when
Xbox
I hate when
is the
people.
realm I can vaguely remember it, but I'm not gonna try to quote it. Xbox is the realm of multiplayer gaming.
Like,
Good, decent community. Everyone likes to play together,
I hate when people
but at the
say
same time, we can be toxic.
I hate when people say PC is master race. No, PC is like freedom.
Yeah.
Like you get to mod shit, you get to do
Yeah.
whatever you want. By the way,
That's what he
like
said. PC was the land of freedom. PlayStation was the land of single player games.
those fucking
And
people from
Switch
the
was
I left the
creativity.
server because apparently they have that server you can't cheat at Monster Hunter apparently, even though it's not cheating, it's just modding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some shit.
But yeah, it's freaking ridiculous. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Fact that you got character moments flying out the window in order to make up for it with spectacle. Let me introduce you to a little man by the name of Zuko. Zuko, this
Oh my god, get rid of Fortnite.
handsome fella. That's rough buddy
For
sailor
real.
extraordinaire is, in my
Why
opinion,
hasn't
probably
cancel
one of the
culture
best
reached
written
Fortnite?
fictional characters in history. This man's character arc should be the blueprint for character arcs going forward. He is a legend among legends, and I would be hard-pressed to find anyone that has a better written character arc over the course of 3 seasons than
But
my
you
man
need
Zuko.
Iroh
It is
for his character
meticulously
arc. If you
crafted
fuck
how
up
in Avatar
Iroh, you
Season
can't have
1
his
of the
character
cartoon,
arc.
He's fighting to impress
Yeah.
his father. He is fighting for his honor. He must do things because it is what his duty demands of him. And the way he evolves into Season 2 of being someone uncertain and into Season 3, someone that actually has to remake himself. Literal beautiful character writing. It's fantastic.
Aww.
I could give you an hour-long video just on this one man alone. But I think one of the most iconic scenes to define exactly who he was as a person in the very beginning of the Avatar show was the way he got banished from the Fire Nation. He has been
Oh
cast
my
on
god, the fight between him and his father. Or lack
yeah,
of.
the Agni Kai for speaking up. Yes, I remember random bullshit from shit I watch.
Oh my god.
I actually knew the name of the fight.
The Avatar, and until he does that, he is banished from his homeland by his own father. Now, in the Avatar cartoon, the way this went down was he pulled some shit. His dad got pissed at him, said he would have to do an Agni Kai, which is a basically mano-a-mano fire duel, because he disrespected a general. Now, this is pretty basic stuff, and you'd think Zuko would
He should have had to go against the general he
that
disrespected.
The big shocker is he actually had to go up against his father, Fire Lord
Whoops.
Ozai. Basically, the main Giga threat of the series. This dude right here, the main antagonist. He is the Voldemort.
Which is crazy. I never thought he would be the main antagonist.
Really?
Yeah, I always thought that there would be another antagonist that would come up that would be behind like everything, that would be like much more menacing than the leader of the Fire Nation. But no, it was just the leader of the Fire Nation that
Like,
just
based on the beginning, I knew that it was gonna have to end with the Fire Nation, with it being the leader of the Fire Nation. Just when you
The
hear the way
Hitler of
the
Avatar.
intro to
And when Zuko
Avatar.
realizes that the person he's going to be going up against in this fire duel is his actual father, he decides, I'm not going to fight you. You're my father. I love you. I respect you. I won't fight you. And his father,
I'd have
completely
punched that
disappointed by
motherfucker in the
fact
dick
that
right
Zuko
there.
wasn't willing to fight him, branded him as a traitor, and sent him into the cold, harsh outside. Banished him from his homeland. It's an incredibly powerful
That shot right
iconic
there while he
moment
was
in
standing.
Avatar,
No
I think,
remorse.
And it also defines exactly who Zuko really is. He acts all tough and acts like, he must do shit for honor and duty, but in actuality, his own value of honor and duty is so much more than the honor and duty that he keeps saying and spouting that he needs to do. This defines who he is at the very beginning of the story, and I think this is the building block that he builds on literally throughout the entire shit. The Avatar live action, because they want to replace emotions with theatrics, decided, you know what? We're not going to do any of that garbage. We're going to have Zuko fight his dad. Not
Oh my
actually
god.
refuse to fight him. He refuses for like 2 seconds, and then he just fights him. Literally cucking that part of the story. Okay, but if he fights him, why does he get banished? I thought he got banished because he wasn't willing to fight him, and it was humiliating because he was in an Agni Kai fire duel and he refused to fight. That's why he got banished. But if he actually did fight him and you got your theatrics, why did he get banished? The Netflix guys thought of that, and they decided, you know what? We're gonna cuck this show a little bit further. They ended up banishing him because he was gonna win the fight, and he ended up holding himself back? So you're telling me...
Oh my god. That's
yeah,
the dumbest
that's
shit.
stupid.
Cause like,
So
cause like, if you have
instead
him,
instead of lacking honor by not fighting, he lacked honor
of not
by
finishing off his
fighting
opponent.
and not finishing.
Because I'll be honest, I would see that as more respect. Like you clearly won dominance, and
Especially with
you gave
something
him.
like this. But you can see the mentality of the Fire Nation later on when he fights that Admiral guy. And Iroh steps in because Zuko had already won and the guy went for a sneak attack.
Oh
You
yeah.
can see their mentality in him. So it kind of makes sense of why it happened. But at the same time,
Zuko
why'd
was
you
gonna
change
win the
it?
fight against Avatar Voldemort.
Gee, I wonder
in
why.
The prologue.
And the winning is bullshit.
But no, they ended up kicking him out anyway, and they were like, "Oh, you must go," because he held himself back.
He would have got
from
fucking
killing his father
shocked
or
and
something
fucking
crazy.
killed if he got that close to winning.
Iroh looks fucking hideous.
And they were like, "Oh, you must go," because he held himself back from.
Oh yeah, they hoed Iroh, and he's needed if you fuck over Iroh.
Looks fucking ridiculous. Why this guy?
He looks like human Poe.
Paint him black and white.
That's insulting to Poe.
Yeah, that's too insulting to Poe too. Ugh.
Maybe Poe's father for leaving him.
Bro, you don't have to do it to his dad. His dad is at least decent.
Yeah, you're right.
From killing his father.
That fat cow
Like
thing.
that. Honestly,
That's evil
makes no
in that
sense. And you
movie.
throw Zuko's entire character arc out the window for the sake of
Kai?
theatrics.
I don't
So,
know.
That's the theatrics.
The one that
argument.
controls souls
And it's
or
good.
whatever.
Other
That's
complaints
Kai.
of the show include
Yeah.
spreading the woke
That's who I'm comparing him
agenda.
to.
And while normally I would be like, okay, dude, you're going crazy here. Come on. They're so right. They're literally so right. It was literally in their mantra, the fact that they wanted to remove petty sexism from the show. So in this segment of the Avatar segment of the video, this is a very long video.
Oh
but I
no,
wanted to throw
don't
here
get into
because,
what they did
again,
to
passion
Suki and
project, diary
Sokka.
shit, whatever. Today we're going to talk about how they absolutely bastardized my boy Sokka. So when they said that there was lots
He's
of
gonna get
sexism
into
stuff
it.
in the original Avatar, they were obviously talking about Sokka because this man the entire time was talking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's gonna talk about it. Oh, this part pisses me off more than anything.
By the way, I
Because
love
they
these
really
fighters.
do suck. I love them too. They're what was it? Kyoshi Warriors.
Yeah, the Kyoshi Warriors.
Yeah.
Such good characters, and they fucked them over.
For real.
I am a man. I am a warrior. Who are you? You're just a little girl. You're not a warrior.
Smack,
I'm a
smack,
man.
smack.
I'm a Giga Chad. Yeah, me. Looks maxing. Mewing to the max. I got skibbity toilet riz. The second
Shut
time I said that in
up.
this video, I'm a little worried about myself. But the point is, Sokka went from being in his Andrew Tate arc all the way from being an absolute respecter of Whammon, like me, who respects
No.
Whammon a lot. In fact, shout out to Whammon. Shout out to Whammon. Yeah, I said it. I'm not afraid
Oh my
to
god,
say it.
Nux, stop it.
Women.
Sokka's character arc throughout the entire Avatar was also absolutely brilliant.
I
He went
loved
from a
that
man
fight.
that was confident in being a man, the man.
That fight
wants
was
to be the
amazing.
warrior, and he ended up learning that supplies 90% of the overpowered cast are females. You got freaking Katara, the most overpowered waterbender in the story. You got freaking Toph, the most
All the
overpowered
females are
earthbender in the
overpowered
story. You got
compared
Azula,
to
the
him.
most overpowered firebender in the story. Believe it or not, of every nation that wasn't literally genocided, the
Oh
most
my God.
powerful character in
Not
that
realistically, the most
is the
overpowered
freaking
firebender
Whammon.
is Iroh.
That was a mix between female and Whammon. I was losing
Really?
a little bit there. And he goes
In
through
my
this
opinion.
realization that Whammon can be warriors, and warrior doesn't
He's just
equal
too,
being
he's
a Giga Chad on the battlefield.
kinda
He was
like
the strategist.
Zuko.
He
He
was,
was
the
too
guy that was
emotional
manipulative in his
to
tactics. He
actually
was
kill
someone
his
that
own
worked
brother.
so hard to gain the trust of his colleagues to the point that Toph followed him into the air. A blind woman who could sense people through the ground followed him into the air and jumped off of a blimp. He is someone that was actually able to be the leader of his group. He was a warrior because he knew how to command people. He saved the freaking world, man. And that was without powers and without generic being powerful. I think that the original
his
Avatar
mind was his
cartoon
best
did
feature
the
once
whole
he
trope
got
of powerful
his
women
character arc.
so freaking well. It's just ironically tragic that Netflix felt like they somehow needed to outdo that. I feel like as far as shows that respect women go, Avatar was literally at the absolute peak, the zenith of
He
that.
ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
You know what my favorite part of the Avatar was?
Like, straight up, when Zuko thought he was better than the Kyoshi Warriors, they literally humbled his ass right then and there.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Was it her that learned bloodbending or was it someone else?
Tara learned bloodbending.
That bloodbending is such a scary bend. I swear to God.
She learned it and used it once.
I never use it again.
Yeah, because she felt disgusted using it.
I would have used it more. Bloodbending is such a useful
But
one.
but we guys, we don't give a fuck. All right, we control you now. Thanks. Simple as that. Katara's Katara. I mean, they respected women, but Katara still was too emotional.
Yeah, because of the TV show, and we have to give character growth to a fucking TV character. When in real life, if I learned bloodbending, I would not allow anyone.
Yeah, that's the difference. It had to be done for the show, but realistically, most people would use it. But I doubt anyone that's like Katara in real life would actually use it, other than.
I think
like,
that's what I like about TV
weird.
shows is that if they like subvert your expectation, like you're gonna expect them to like, oh, never use it again, and then they just keep using it,
Yeah.
and it's just funny.
I kind of expected Katara to at least use it one more time, so I was a little surprised that she.
Not even during the war.
Yeah, I know. That's when I thought she would have used it of all times.
Oh my God.
Having a character like Sokka undermine women literally proved the point that women are awesome better. So by removing all the sexism out of the whole Sokka story, you're left with a shell of a man. You see, Sokka's character arc in the actual Netflix show is so
the only
different
thing
than his
transferred
character
over
arc
properly.
in the actual cartoon. You see, in the cartoon, Sokka's character arc was going from being someone who believed that a warrior was about strength and men were strong and therefore needed to be warriors. He went to someone who
literally
believed
Andrew
that everyone
Tate
had a role to play.
Yeah.
Women could be warriors in the battlefield, and men could be warriors in their mind, strategic leaders, and people with great senses of humor. Because
oh my God, he started dressing up as one of them. I forgot about that.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
But the point is, that's such powerful character development and such a good message.
But it was a good part for
Ironically
his character.
Sokka goes through an entire character development from point A to point Z in the Netflix show within season
My
1
best
alone,
Sokka,
which is
my
already a
favorite
red
Sokka
flag.
arc though is
Double
his
red
sword.
flag. The character arc is absolute shit, and the lesson is also absolute shit. Sokka was never sexist. He never looked down at women at all in the actual story. He never believed that men needed to be warriors in the Netflix show because culture, am I right? Sokka was a character in the Netflix show that wanted to be a warrior and believed that warrior was strength. And you know what? He was proven right. Warrior is all about being strong. So when he came up with all of these mechanical engineer things, well, that wasn't being a warrior because that's pussy shit. Sokka had compassion and love and all that stuff. And compassion and love and shit? Pussy shit. Sokka's character arc in the Netflix show was realizing that he wasn't cut out to be a warrior. Which is ironic because you think that that's literally the opposite of what his character arc was.
Because he got really good with the sword.
But
Hang on. God damn it.
What's up?
Eating my sandwich. I was gonna say something.
Oh.
About to finish eating. Sokka reminds me. Have you? You remember me talking about Ruby? You remember that show?
Yeah, I watched it up to like volume 3. But
Remember Jean?
Yeah.
Sokka reminds me of Jean.
Very good comparison.
Because Jean wanted to be a warrior in the beginning, and then he realized he's more of a leader because of his mind. Later on in the series,
and his power was literally perfect for a leader because it allowed him to share his aura to heal.
Oh.
He was literally like built to be the back of the line leader, commanding everyone and keeping them going.
Why did they have to kill what's her face?
Fuck, I forgot her name, and I usually know
Pyrrha.
it. Who?
Pyrrha.
Kira.
No, Pyrrha with a P.
Kira. Oh,
She was
Kira got done dirty.
she was such a good character.
She got done dirty. You can't even deny that.
And they cucked Jean so hard. Like, they would have been a perfect couple, and they were just like, nope, nope, she has to die.
Yeah. And then people like the John with Ruby, but I'm like, no.
Yeah, they freaking shipped her and what's his face.
The guy that the professor becomes.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, that's like a 3,000-year-old being, bro.
Well, that's like I don't even know how old the guy was, like 12. Either way, not right, but
Around Ruby's age, a little bit younger.
yeah. He was still alive in there, but he also had Ozpin in his mind. Like they could switch out in the body.
Does that make Ozpin a PDF?
Um,
I never thought about that.
well, technically no, but at the same time, he is in the guy's body, but he doesn't ever do anything. I don't know.
He's probably looking at it and he's changing. I just thought about that. Whenever he changes
Yeah.
and he's watching him change, he's gooning. He's like,
that's a
yeah,
little
change
weird now that I
harder.
think about it.
Change
Yeah.
harder. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely a little weird now that I think about it.
No. No. No.
We need to like get that thought gone, bro. Who did you think Ruby would have ended up with?
Ruby?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Who would you ship her with?
I know that they usually ship her with Weiss.
Decent. But that is the usual.
I feel like Ruby would have definitely shipped because I'm trying to remember. I'll be honest, they kind of kept Ruby by herself.
They really did. They really did, bro.
Like she
they
had...
gave her like really Penny, but I mean, really now he's shipping her with a robot. But Penny's really the only one they gave her.
I'd definitely ship that. I'd ship Penny and Ruby.
Cute. It's honestly really cute to think about.
Penny can get a strap on.
I mean,
she's a robot.
I mean,
she's a robot. They can just build it. They can just build it.
I mean, think about it this way: we do have we do have those mechanical ones. It's more just a real life mechanical one.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say Penny.
That's what I would have. That's the only thing really there is, in all honesty.
And Penny is pretty hot. She is pretty hot. Not gonna lie.
She does got it going a little bit.
Her second build, definitely. Her first build,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Her first build's cute. That's like it was the cute first year they'd be dating a little, being cutesy about it. The other one is when they really yeah, you get the point.
They did her dirty too. They did her dirty too. So that's right. You never watched the show. So in the last season before they end up in the Wonderland, she dies again.
Penny?
Yes.
Bro, they really did do Ruby dirty.
So she ended up getting corrupted by a virus. So they made the genie that was in one of the relics remake her body instead an actual human, and then she had to sacrifice herself again to
Bro, they
give
really did do Ruby dirty.
Winter, because she was the she
Winter
was
Maiden.
yeah, the Winter Maiden.
Damn, they really did do Ruby and Penny dirty.
Oh my god. I hate Rooster Teeth. I'm so glad their company's fucking gone.
Yeah, that just pissed me off a little bit to find that out. The first 3 volumes are honestly the best anyway. Like, you don't need to go past that.
That's what I tell everybody. Like, if you go past those 3 volumes, you're basically just gonna ruin it for yourself. Just read fan fiction. Just read fan fiction.
I do. Hell yeah, bro.
Bro,
Mainly on Wattpad. They got some rather interesting ones.
I wrote one.
I'm intrigued, but I'm also scared.
Actually, no. It's not like one of those. I think it's called. I'm trying to remember what it's called. If you want to go to
And what's
Wattpad
it
real
on?
quick.
Of course, it's on Wattpad. That's what I like to read my Ruby ones on anyway, so it works out.
I think it's the Dragon God Pharaoh of Ruby. No, of Remnant.
Dragon God. What?
Pharaoh of Remnant.
Pharaoh. I forgot how to spell Pharaoh. Please help.
PharAoh.
Okay, what's your name? So, because that might be easier to find. Your profile.
What does it pull up?
Remnants, the Dragons of Dragonvale, Beauty and the Pharaoh. Remnants, Shannon the Devil of Remnant. The Dragon of Remnant. Yeah, do you know what your name is? Your user?
I don't really. Hang on. Let me go
Mine's
to
just
Wattpad.
OCC
Sorry,
if you just wanna
YouTube.
add me on
We're
it.
going on a tangent right now.
Yeah, we really are.
Let me go
Hopefully
to
you can edit this
Wattpad real
out.
quick. Hang on.
I'm sorry, bro. We do get distracted though. Now he uses the keyboard and mouse.
Bro, leave me alone.
Y'all wouldn't leave me alone about it.
Yeah, it's the Dragon God. Well, it's not spaced out. It has dashes in between of them. The Dragon God Pharaoh.
Oh god. Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? I'm just gonna type in Dragon God Pharaoh.
Or
I
how
can't
about
spell
this?
today. I spelled Goth and Gog.
How about this? How about I just post a link?
Oh, I found it.
You found it?
Nicol Bolas.
Yes.
Okay, I'll add it. Oh, you didn't. I don't understand Magic the Gathering.
Oh,
I hope you see
it's a really, if you ever get into Magic, don't get into the game. The lore is really fucking good.
I don't doubt that.
Like, one of my favorite stories is the Brothers' War.
Sounds cool.
Dude,
We really should probably get back to the video though.
oh my god. Ah.
We really have been getting
But
off
yeah,
topic.
But they did that, and in fact, to keep harping on this agenda-pushing business instead of actually worrying about rounding out your characters, the Katara arc is the absolute opposite. Katara was overpowered the whole fucking time. She was the main weapon of literally the whole freaking show, and she had zero emotions. It was almost like the fact that Katara from the cartoon, who was a completely caring, lovable, compassionate, and motherly figure.
Oh my god,
someone
stop
who
with this
loved and
freaking
someone who
Fortnite
trusted so
emotes.
much, she
Bro,
became
for real,
a
I'm getting
shell
so
of her
tired of
former
it.
self in the actual Netflix show. Instead of trusting Jet and being heartbroken when Jet ended up being a terrorist like in the cartoon, she semi-trusted Jet, and when Jet turned out to be a terrorist, she was like, I knew I shouldn't trust you, and her heart wasn't
Yeah, I
broken.
remember that.
Like, what are you doing? What are women not allowed to have compassion anymore? Are women not allowed to be tricked or something? At the very end of the first season of the Netflix,
Maybe don't say it like
when,
that.
she goes up to the waterbending master, and the waterbending master says that I will not teach you because you are a woman. You know, like kind of like he does in the cartoon. The major difference is in the cartoon, he ends up seeing the Netflix that Katara has and realizing that Katara's grandma was actually his betrothed. And he ends up realizing the error in his ways and says, you know what, I could help, I'm going to teach you waterbending. And Katara actually managed
Which is
to get a
cool.
master. She proved him wrong. She was a girl boss in the original Avatar cartoon, and that was dope. In the Netflix cartoon, again, for the sake of, what, agenda? They decided to completely artistically butcher this entire sequence. So Katara doesn't end up learning from this waterbending master guy. Instead, she decides
Oh
to
my
go to all
God.
the women of the water tribe, the healer ladies, and was like, women of the water tribe, for far too long have we been suppressed. Rise up, females! And the women healers with zero combat experience end up on the front lines. You did
Oh my
not help
God.
these women. Then, ironically, towards the end of that sequence, she goes up against Zuko, like she does kind of in the cartoon, and she ends up being OP. She freezes Zuko. It's all dope, and Zuko's like, "Wow, you finally found yourself a master, didn't you?" And Katara.
No.
Katara says the worst words you could ever hear in
Not
a
the
modern
line.
movie. Katara says, "I'm my own master. I don't
Oh
need
my
no
God.
man." And I was like, "Oh, just put a bullet in my head right now. Holy shit."
For real.
Literally butchering every single character arc. That's aside from everyone hating on Aang, all right? I didn't want to go down the Aang rabbit hole because that was obvious. Aang in the cartoon was like this, you know,
Child.
literal child who
For
like,
real.
did things that took him off course, and also
That's
had
why they went
moments
to
of
Kyoshi
realizations that were
Island.
incredibly epic, whereas the Netflix Aang was just uber serious the entire time. Like, I could go down this rabbit hole for every single character of the Netflix
But he
show,
ran
but
away
that's
because he
not really
didn't
the
want to
point
be
here.
the
The point here
Avatar.
is
How
made
you?
very, very clear.
Why is
Talking
he
about
so
the entire main
serious?
cast of the Avatar story. This is
Bro, I remember
artistic
that.
vandalism. Avatar the cartoon was an
He's
actual
like, I
piece
don't
of
want to be the
art. It was
Avatar. I
beautiful.
want to
Every
have
single
fun. I want to be a
character arc was
child.
written meticulously with
For
reasons
real.
why they were written the way they were.
That's why
If
he
you just
ran
start
away.
poking and prodding, plucking out pieces of different
Oh my
characters and
God. When
different
Aang went
moments, you're
Avatar
gonna end
mode,
up with a
Jesus
different
Christ.
show. And if you need to keep coming up
Bro,
with
he
glue and
snapped
hasty
for a
duct
second
taping
there,
in order to keep
but
the
he
scenes alive
regained
and the
control.
pieces in order, you're gonna end up with
You know
a
what I
completely
want?
different story.
I want
The
every
Netflix
single show to
Avatar
have
is
a version of
shell its
Broly.
former self. I understand they wanted to adapt it for an adult audience. So
I
they
want
could
a
follow
Broly
kids
for
around
each
looking
show.
stupid. So instead, we're just gonna have these kids
That
around,
would
but
be
they're all gonna be
crazy.
mega mature the entire time. I understand that maybe in
Like
today's
have a
landscape,
character
having a
that's just
character
like super
Sokka looking
chill,
down on
and then
women
all of a
means
sudden
that
they
they're
just
making a
snap and
super
just go
lovable
beast
character.
mode for no
Let's
fucking
just
reason.
completely
It's just
neuter his
break
character
entire
traits and
armies.
just make him
Oh,
realize,
you mean new
I'm not a
Broly?
warrior because I have a good
Yeah,
heart.
well, that
Maybe
was
at
old
the end of
Broly
the day,
too.
having Katara's master
No,
end up
old
just
Broly was a
teaching her
fucking
because
raging
she realized she was
berserker.
right would be
Well,
cringe
yeah,
somehow,
whenever
and
he
it would be
wasn't
more based and
controlled.
inspiring for her to just realize all that shit herself. And the big
Like
thing
that's
here
what I mean.
is
True Broly.
Aang
True
never
Broly and New
practiced
Broly was
any
calm.
other bending throughout
Yeah.
the entire first season. Do you know why the different Avatar seasons in the cartoon are
They're
called
both great, but
Book
they're
1,
two different
Water, Book
Brolys.
2, Earth, and Book 3, Fire, because Avatar, the master of all four elements, learns a different bending technique and bending style in each season. Each one is a different focus. But in Book 1, Water, of the Netflix show, believe it or not, Aang never waterbended. Again, this is not
Wait.
What? We heard that right, didn't we?
Oh my God.
Damn! Wow. He didn't though. They're right. He didn't waterbend
No, he
till the
didn't.
very end,
No, he
and
didn't.
he never earthbended. And his firebending was like minimal for some bullshit reason. I think.
Isn't the show called Avatar? Shouldn't he be the Avatar? Hello.
Yeah, I know they did it. They really did vandalize Avatar with that one. He's got some good points going.
Hasty review about the Netflix Avatar adaptation. This is a small microcosm of the much greater disease that we are about to be discussing. I wanted to discuss it in this much detail with the different characters and stuff to explain to you why I really feel like it is artistic vandalism. It's taking characters that have personalities and tropes and character traits and it's butchering them. It's butchering them for whatever reason that reason might be. Either it's for accessibility, or for it's a different medium, or perhaps it's even to push some sort of agenda. Ultimately, it is meaningless. Ultimately, you are cutting the penis off the statue of David.
Oh my God.
Because it would be too vulgar for modern audiences.
Good comparison.
And that is a crime.
Oh no.
Oh God,
Now,
I
I'm
hate
not going to be
Disney.
covering
I hate
every
Disney
bad
already,
adaptation ever
but
created by man, or we will never leave here. I am only going to be covering various different adaptations in different fields and in different time periods in order to properly realize and recognize the
I love
fundamental
old
flaws of this
I
entire
love old
situation.
animations.
Before getting into the obvious
For real.
harm, in my opinion, obvious, of
Ew.
artistic vandalism, first I need to make
Hold on, did you
acknowledge
just
the fact-
ew SpongeBob?
yes,
Why?
I hate it. It hurts my brain.
I love SpongeBob as a kid.
I didn't.
Maybe it's just because I was autistic, and SpongeBob reminded me of being autistic.
That's fair. To me, it was cringe, and I hated it.
fact that artistic vandalism exists, and it is happening.
And I
and
hated
it's a
when people watched it
disease.
around me.
And what better way to do that than through Disney's absolute abominations? And the best way to do that is to go back in time to 1998, when Mulan was released. Mulan is one of the
No.
greatest
Oh,
movies
no.
of all
I forgot
time. It's
all
easily
about
my top 5
Mulan.
animated movies ever made, and it is an
No.
honest-to-God classic. It's something
He's
everyone
gonna
should
hurt
watch
our
and everyone should
childhood.
appreciate. It's something that can combine everyone's
He's gonna bring back
appreciation
bad
per
memories
medium,
and good.
whether you are a woke or an anti-woke. I don't know what any of these words mean
Anti-woke.
anymore, but I am using them, goddammit. Now, this isn't going to be
I
a
feel
whole
that.
ass Mulan review, just like I'm
I
not
don't
going to
know
do a
what they
whole
mean
ass
anymore, but I'm
Little
gonna
Mermaid
fucking
review
use it.
in a few minutes when I finish with this segment. But I really need to hammer home a couple of ideas
what?
that the original
Oh,
Mulan was definitely
this
trying
is
to get
new.
across, and exactly how Disney
Yeah,
bastardized
there was
those
a
ideas
there
in
was
the
an
2020
action
Mulan
remake of the Mulan
same
movie.
way they did that
and it
with
was
the
shit.
fucking
I
Little
just
Mermaid
realized this is
original
pretty new
remake,
'cause of that
absolute
one.
massacre. But I'm not talking about bad adaptations. I hope you recognize that from the Avatar segment. This is not talking about someone who had a duty and messed up with that duty. While I do think that's grounds for going crazy, that is absolutely not the purpose of this video. I'm talking about the malicious vandalism of a piece of art, and
Oh my
I think
God.
that's much more important and pervasive for today's society. The first scene in the original Mulan was Mulan needed to feed chickens. She was told to feed chickens. She's an obedient girl.
And she
respects
did it in her
loves
own
father
way.
and family, and she therefore will feed
She
the
did
chickens.
it, but yeah, in her
But
own way.
she is an innovative little bastard. And what's she gonna do? Well, she's gonna tie a freaking bone to a dog to have the dog chase the bone and have a torn sack of flour at the back of the dog and chicken feed, and the dog will run around and all the chickens will end up getting fed with their innovative bullshit, and it'll annoy the dad, and the dad's gonna try to be praying there in his little temple, but goddamn, there's a freaking dog chasing a bone with the chicken feed everywhere. Now there's chickens everywhere. It's a catastrophe. Now, this does such a good job at establishing what Mulan's character is as a little girl. She's obedient and respectful. You know, she's doing her chores, feeding the chickens. All right, that's pretty good. She is innovative as shit, right? She came up with this whole dog shenanigan thing, which was pretty hilarious, and a way to save time and effort and come up with this really cool way to do things. And she's not overly that careful when it comes to cultural relevance and stuff. Like, for example, she
I love when
disrespected
Meat
the dad's
Canyon did the
prayer
animation
ceremony
for
thing, whatever.
for
She
what's it
hammers down
called?
these three themes literally throughout the entirety of the story. At some point, there is this massive uprising. The Huns are coming. They're gonna wipe out
What's
China.
the one?
China's
What's
in
the Disney
jeopardy.
movie that
And
they
because
did
of
with
this, there is a
Pocahontas?
mandatory draft where every household in all of China has to
Pocahontas.
send one.
Did you see
man,
that
one
animation
dude,
by Meat
bro,
Canyon?
One guy from
No.
each household. To
Oh my
fight in
God,
this
I gotta show you real
massive war.
quick.
It's a mandatory draft in order to hopefully keep China alive, and so China isn't absolutely ransacked, pillaged, and destroyed by the Huns, where they would destroy
Hang on.
the culture and they would kill the emperor.
You use that one thing, don't you?
Flash kids.
Oh my God.
My word! An Indian! Say, I seem to be lost. I'm looking for the Taj Mahal, but I can't seem to find it. Crikey, sure is hot in India. Say, maybe you can tell me. What is that ball of fire in the sky?
Sun?
Sun.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
Interesting. Yes, how peculiar. I'm sure glad we don't have one of those in England.
Oh my god.
That's where I'm from, by the way. England. My name is Jonathan Smith. I'm an Englishman, and
He's getting so red.
considered quite a
'Cause of
handsome
the
one.
sun.
at
That's
that.
what would happen if
Say,
someone from England came here.
How old are you?
She's
Have they
so
invented
not
laws
into
here
this.
yet? It's really the
hates
crux
this.
of my question.
Yes.
Ah, well, never mind.
Hello.
Oh my
John
god.
Ralph, there you are.
What's going on here then?
I was just talking to this wonderful Indian girl.
Hello, darling. Say, do you know where the Taj Mahal is?
He
Nah.
was terrified.
Thank God those brave gentlemen were there to...
Yeah, that was the Meat Canyon's thing for
Damn.
Pocahontas.
I see it. I get it
All in
though.
all, pretty bad shit, and they have to go ahead and do that stuff. So, because she loves her family and father so much, she makes the sacrifice. She doesn't know how to fight. She's not a dude, but she will still go ahead because her father is sick, and because of this asinine rule that one able-bodied man from every household doesn't even need to be able-bodied, the sick dad would have to go stand up and fight in an army in a war that he will absolutely, positively die in. He will not contribute, he will just die, because that is what the culture demands. So she will sacrifice herself, knowing that she can't fight, but for the honor of her household and for the sake of her father, she'll take his sword and armor.
Such a
and
good
she will
story.
stand in his place
He becomes
on
a
the
better warrior
battlefield.
than all the men that knew
This
how to
shows
fight.
such a powerful character, someone who's
That's
not
because she
inherently badass,
she
as a
saw
god
everything
tier
differently.
fighter.
He really did. The way she climbed the pole.
I remember that. Actually, he's
But
probably gonna
someone
talk
who's
about
still
that.
willing to do everything
probably
for the sake
is.
of her father. Now, you see the innovation in her strategies throughout the entire
Oh,
show.
Mushu.
The entire movie is not about the fact that
I remember
well,
that dumb
she is a woman
dragon.
and therefore she is awesome and she can defeat the Huns.
It
in
was
one-on-one
annoying, but he
combat.
fit the
That's really
story.
not what the story's about, actually, at all. Believe it or not, she doesn't win a single fight that way at all. In fact, in the very beginning of the training regimen, the chief commander general guy gives them 2 weights and tells them to climb a pillar, and every single person fails to climb the freaking pillar. They all fail one after the other after the other. But Mulan does
I
not
loved
give up.
their
She tries
fails.
again and again, and she innovates. She uses the weights as some sort of wedge and uses it as a pulley system to give herself
Yeah,
a
which is how you're
frictional
supposed to use
advantage
it.
and use the weights to climb
Yeah.
to the top of the pillar, using the actual challenge part of the training to her advantage to get there. Incredibly mind-boggling genius stuff. Later, when they fight the Huns, instead of using their one pathetic, puny little missile thing to shoot at the Huns, which realistically would do absolutely nothing, she decides to steal it and have the tenacity to shoot it at a mountain, causing an avalanche and wiping out the Hun
Which is the
forces.
smart thing to
When the
do.
Emperor gets captured at the
For
end of the
real.
movie by the Huns, instead of trying to get some sort of battering ram and blast the door down, she comes up with this other goofy, gimmicky strategy where she dresses up all the dudes as women instead of the wham and his dudes. Big
It makes
twist,
some
and
Trojan
they all
horse
woo
type
the
shit.
guard.
If that was nowadays, this would never work.
For real. He'd be like, ew, gross, bye.
Just like everyone would be like, that's the... Actually, no. Nowadays, that would have worked because everyone's like, yeah, they're fucking trans, whatever. Let them pass.
Yeah.
Let them pass.
Guards, and the guards are like, oh,
Let 'em
shit,
pass,
look
we
at
don't
such
wanna
sexy
deal with
women.
them.
And of course, they were not women at all, and they get absolutely obliterated. Listen, I'm not saying that this would work in modern
The
day
big guy
combat,
pulls it
but I'm
off
also not
best.
saying it wouldn't work in modern day combat, God damn it. The point of the show is she is willing to throw away the cringe parts of her day-to-day society. The idea that, well, sick man has to fight in the war. The idea that, well, she's a woman, therefore she's useless. And a lot of these concepts that, honestly, you saw she did contribute a hell of a lot, and she was able to throw away the parts of society that she didn't like, and she wasn't willing to be crushed down into some box where she was forced to become the person that she wasn't, going on dates from that matchmaker lady in the very beginning. And it's through her innovation and through her novelty and through her tenacity that she was able to make it through every situation unscathed. Well, maybe not super unscathed, but she made it through. The Emperor looks at her and says, China's destroyed. You lied to everyone. You are in fact a woman. And you saved my life and China. And that is such a
Yeah.
beautiful encapsulation of exactly what the story
It really
is.
did switch
Throwing
up on
the
you, though. Most
weight
people
and what
didn't see that
society
coming.
expects you to be, and be yourself. You're right. She's not as physically strong as all the freaking soldiers out there. And you know what? That doesn't matter.
Like he
Because of
scolded her for like a
innovation, she
second,
is
but
able
was
to not
like,
just make a
you,
mark,
but you
save
still
her
saved the
country.
day.
Beautiful
Like,
story.
what you
Literally
did,
the
you
progressive
went
piece of
against
media
what was
probably
supposed
ever
to
made
be,
in
but in the
1998,
end,
when
you
it
did
wasn't
what
trying to
was
shove shit down your
needed.
throats. Enter modern day Mulan. Disney
No,
came back to
please
shit out Mulan
don't.
2020, and from the very first
Why
scene
did
of the
that
movie
look
to
like the
very,
girl
very
from Spy
end, you
Kids?
see exactly what went wrong.
Oh
They
my
had a
God.
message to promote, and they built the story around.
But
the
I know
message.
she's too old to
As I've
play
already
that, but
established, Mulan
it does
is
look
literally
like
the most
her.
progressive piece of media of all time. But they came back and they literally reanimated it. But the necromancer had a speech impediment and brought down some half-deluded zombie from the grave that literally is nothing but a shadow of its former self. The very first scene of the Mulan 2020 live-action remake is Mulan is a freaking douchebag. She's not doing her duties. She's not obedient or honorable at all. She's
Oh my
standing on a
God.
roof. She slips off the roof. She grabs a bamboo stick and freaking becomes a ninja. She flips down like a hidden leaf ninja.
Oh my
in Naruto.
God.
Absolute god.
Yeah, they did, like,
fighter.
make her
And then when they
completely
start demanding
opposite of
people
it.
come to the mandatory draft because China is in danger, well, she's literally the strongest fighter in the entire country, so you can bet your booty she's gonna be there to prove herself. And when she's standing there among the ranks of her fellow military men, acting like she's a dude, and the guy gives a speech to the people, and the speech is, "Do not lie." And she's like, "Oh shit, I'm literally lying right now." And all of a sudden, the battle is not about finding your place in an oppressive society or realizing who you actually are, using who you can be to its fullest potential. It's literally not about that at all. It's suddenly about whammon strong. And unfortunately, that is literally the
Oh no, Women
antithesis
versus
of what
Women
the
fight.
original
Jesus
Mulan was
Christ.
actually trying to promote. It's because of this ass backwards
That one I
mindset
wanted
they
the
went
evil
into
one
this
to win.
story and completely butchered the shit out of it. Not a single character thread was actually thought through from one moment to the other. Mulan, who was an absolutely brilliant, innovative fighter in the original Mulan, became a just random, strong soldier lady in the new one. She didn't do a single innovative thing in the entire Disney remake movie. They absolutely
Of course she
cucked
didn't.
her, and in turn, literally made Whammon look worse than the original did, despite the fact that their entire message was Whammon strong, and Whammon should be fighting, because Whammon in fact strong. And that guy's stupid, because he don't think Whammon's strong. And don't think The Little Mermaid is free from literally the exact same criticism. The Whammon strong thing is so prevalent in modern day Disney that they completely need to destroy and rewrite history to make it look like old Disney movies kind of followed this mentality. Now, Whammon are strong. That's a true thing. And the beauty of The Little Mermaid is Ariel was strong. Maybe she wasn't
Superman may be
that
strong as
personally
fuck, but
solved
he
every
isn't a
problem
strong
that ever happened
man.
in the history of time, but she was strong-willed.
Same with
I don't
Captain
think there is a
Marvel.
better
Strong
story
as
about an
fuck, but not a
expression of
strong
identity
woman.
than the
Katara is
original
a
Little
strong
Mermaid.
woman.
Ironic as it sounds, it is the most freaking base
Sokka becomes a strong
soul-searching,
man,
identity-finding piece of media
that's
you
what they're
can think
doing
of.
wrong. Just
When
because you're strong
Mermaid
doesn't
Lady
make,
was-
like,
was
physically
born
strong
as
and
a
shit doesn't
fish
make you
person,
strong.
However, identifies as a land person and manages to fulfill her dream. Like, holy crap, Lois, this is literally freaking amazing. It's almost like when you're not trying to shove an identity
It's too
down
bad
wanna
Little
someone's throat,
say-
you're
Mermaid.
just
Little
trying to
Mermaid could have
make it
easily.
apart. Suddenly, it ends
I
up
wanna
becoming
say
a
it.
progressive
I
piece
gots
of
to.
media that actually
What?
inspires
Little
millions
Mermaid
of
went
people
trans
across
for a
the
little
world.
while.
Instead of Disney remake of Little Mermaid, where
I don't get it.
shocker, that doesn't come across at all. Let me give you a couple of
The original trans was a man or woman identifying as the opposite of what they were because they felt like a man or woman in a man or in the opposite gender's body. That's how it started. That's basically what Little Mermaid is. She's a fish, but she feels like a human.
She would have gotten around the curse of freaking what's her face, but if she knew how to freaking write,
Bro, for real, all she had to do was write.
she could speak English. The
But
the
you
guy
see what I
the
mean,
guy
though,
could
she's-
easily just find a book with letters in it and be like, hey, point to this letter. This is what they mean. Because she already
Bro,
knew
like,
English.
she understood him perfectly. He could
Yeah,
have taught her.
yeah. Just be like, hey, yeah, right now.
Like, all you really had to do was show her the words and let her practice the lettering.
Gee, loopholes in movies. I love it.
For real. But you see what I mean with the mermaid and trans?
Yeah, I can understand it.
They do some weird shit. I have a weird mind. We still got an hour and a half of video to go. You can't be yawning.
Story beats for original Little Mermaid and why.
Oh,
it is
dude,
just
I'm
so
not
powerful when it
tired.
comes
It's
to a
just
quest
like
to find your identity. Ariel's mom was killed by humans, and therefore Ariel's dad, super
I work at
anti-human,
noon
mega
tomorrow.
Anti-human racist.
Oh,
guy because,
shit.
bro! They killed his wife. They literally killed his wife. He was a very bad
Yeah.
dude. So anytime he
So
would
what time
be
you gotta go to
talking
work?
humans,
Right
he
now,
was
though.
like, "Nuh-uh,
Yeah,
sir,
what
don't
time
want
you
Well,
gotta
I'm
go
gonna
to
leave
bed?
it.
Of
I
course, was
leave at
very
noon.
intrigued by humanity
So I need to
and
be
wanted
up
to try to
before
live
like
on the
10,
surface and all
as
that,
long as I get
rebelling
8 hours of
against her
sleep, I'm
father
good.
and finding a path for herself, etc., etc. At
So
some
I got a
point,
little
the
while
prince
for
guy
this.
of the humans was dying and it was rough, and she saved his life. Epic whammon moment. She saved his life. She's so based and red pilled, and she's goddamn the most progressive whammon alive. Anyway, come toward the end of the movie, Ursula gets incredibly powerful. She's freaking big. She becomes Cthulhu of the Disneyverse. And you know what happens? The dude, the prince guy, that she saved his life. He risks his life. He gets on his ship and he impales Ursula with his ship, saving the entire underwater community and all of
POV death.
Atlantis. All of a sudden, Ariel's dad, Triton, he's like, wait a second, you know, humans aren't all bad. That guy is a good human. Just like we have good fish people and bad fish people, like me and Ursula, we also have good humans and bad humans, like the prince guy and also that random human guy that killed
Imagine
Ariel's
dying
mom.
to a ship.
So Ariel actually manages to convince
For
her
real.
dad, fulfill her dreams, and find her identity, going to the human world, and it's beautiful, right? Like, honest to God, beautiful story of self-expression, finding identity, and crushing major boundaries between father and child, and also boundaries between races that only saw a fraction of what the other race was about, and therefore decided to come up with this whole weird mind conglomerate of what they actually are, discriminating against them based on one stereotype that you saw. Beautiful story, mega progressive. God, I love how
There's a lot
progressive
of
is
fan fiction if Godzilla was in that story.
Enter modern day Disney. Holy shit,
Oh, God.
it makes no sense at all. Like,
Godzilla
the actual
wins.
plot doesn't even
Period.
make sense. They remake The Little Mermaid, resuscitating the corpse of the original, trying to give CPR
I hated
to a
this
dead
movie.
guy. Yes, she saves the prince just like she saved the prince from drowning in the actual original. However, when Ursula shows up and Ursula's all dangerous and stuff, you know what happens? Well, guess what? She
does
the
it
prince again.
herself.
She, the lady who
Yeah.
was living in the sea her entire life and has zero idea how to
I also
freaking
didn't
pilot
agree
a
with
ship,
who they
jumps
cast,
in
to
the
be
boat,
honest.
controls the boat, and impales
Like, I have
Ursula with a
nothing
boat.
wrong
She
with
does it. Even
having the
prepared,
main
she does
character
literally
be a
everything.
black
Dude,
person at all,
mega cucked for the entire
but
movie. Her though, bro, she
don't
does everything.
straight up
She steals a
change
ship,
the
basic shit.
fucking
She jumps
story.
race of a
she kills
fucking
Ursula, and her dad
person.
is like, yes, I accept
On
you
a
for who you
if
are."
you're
What?
remaking
The
it
whole
or
idea of her dad
adapting it,
accepting
just
her for
don't
who he
straight
was
up
is because the
change
dude was
someone's
the guy who
race.
risked his
That's
life. The human
straight
risked his
up
life to
making a
save
whole nother
Atlantis.
fucking
That's
character
why
at
that
that
happened.
point.
But the plot doesn't even make sense. Forget the messages that are stupid and skewed. The plot itself is garbage. And it's on purpose. Now, I don't think they made the movie bad on purpose.
The
but
Percy
they did
Jackson
make the movie
series
different
with
on
their
purpose. They tried to
adaptations were the
change
worst
enough
about it.
little details of it to fit some kind of weird agenda that's being pushed. And you know what gets sacrificed for the sake of this agenda? Art. Art gets sacrificed. And not just are you undermining your own art, but you're undermining a beautiful piece of art that was beloved by millions for decades. But anyway, I've delved deep enough down the adaptation rabbit hole, and I think you properly understand exactly what I'm saying here. I think
Yes,
I've made
please
myself
move on,
incredibly
although I
clear
don't
with
want
these
you
examples
to.
of Avatar and Disney stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And, let's stop talking about adaptations for a second. Let's talk about taking an existing IP and absolutely
Oh, no.
putting it through a blender.
Oh.
No, no, don't get me started, please, please don't get me started.
You know, there was a
No.
time back in the day when people like actually like people think like Star Wars is so big that people were like Star Wars can never die. Oh, never die. Never. Never. Not
You know
in a
how
million
they killed
years.
it? You know how they killed it? Fucking sequel trilogy.
Actually, no, it wasn't the sequel trilogy. It was
it was.
the shit after the sequel trilogy.
No, the Acolyte was good. It was decent at least, but they could have done Ahsoka better.
What do you mean the Acolyte was decent? No, it was shit.
Or wait, I can't remember which one it was that had Anakin back.
That was Ahsoka. I even said I'll give
Oh, in
Ahsoka a little bit.
Ahsoka. Yeah, Ahsoka can give credit. Yeah, I see that.
But that I can't give that too much credit because that's just them jangling keys.
They still didn't. Yeah, they still didn't do that well. I
That's
mean,
still,
Mark Hamill said it himself. You can't catch lightning in a bottle twice.
you
It
can
ain't gonna happen.
try. You can try.
Yeah,
you can at least
try,
try.
but it was done. The closest they got was the prequel trilogy. 1, 2, and 3 was the closest they got to trying again. Personally, my favorite though, but I can't deny that the original trilogy is goated.
You know, I know family members that actually like this fucking show, the Acolyte.
I didn't really watch any of the shows and shit. Like as far as I went was Clone Wars because yes.
I watched the Clone Wars and I watched the Mandalorian, and I stopped watching after season 2 when they switched from Din Djarin to Bo-Katan.
I didn't really like the Mandalorian. The only part I really liked was when Luke went crazy with against those droids. Because it was showing a hint at Grandmaster
now,
Luke.
It would be remiss of me to talk about Disney bastardizing
Making Grandmaster Luke Legends was where fucking Disney fucked up.
That was massacred by Disney. I could not make a video like this without talking about what Disney did to Star Wars. Star Wars needs no introduction as one
Oh
of
my
the
God.
most
Bro,
beloved
that
IPs
intro
of
right there
all
where he's breathing and getting shot at, that's my fucking phone notification. Text me on the, fuck, I don't know, fuck. If my phone would
Dude.
go off, it would do it, but that's my phone notification.
Dude, when they
It's
so
him breathing blaster shots.
there was an interview where the guy asked him, "How are you gonna like let people know that Darth Vader is like the big guy, like the big bad guy?" He's like, everything white, him just have a dark cloak, people will get it."
Yeah, you got it. And the music, perfect. The breathing, perfect. The animation for how old it is.
And not only that, when he
Perfect.
showed up, he just straight up did not care. Like
That walk
like
in the door,
he
you knew he was the menace. You knew it.
like he blew open the door, everybody died. He force choked that guy, slammed him into the fucking ceiling.
And everyone just froze when he showed up too. They were just like, "Oh shit!" Because keep in mind, before this, Darth Vader had been slaying Jedi for years. So everyone knew who he was. So that was us being introduced to him. But everyone else was just like, "Oh shit, he just showed up. We're fucked." Like you could kind of see it, and that's how the movie was portraying it. And I fucking loved that. You could tell that everyone else knew who he was and knew
But
that
we
shit
didn't.
just changed. But we didn't. So that was how we were introduced to him.
Because like we were like, oh, it's the bad guy, but then they're like, oh god, it is the bad guy.
Yeah, we were like, oh yeah, he's the bad guy. It pans the camera and shows everyone's face, and they're just fucking terrified because they knew there was no hope. We thought they might have been able to get out of it for a second, maybe.
You know what show I would have wanted so bad?
What?
Star Killer.
Ooh, yes.
I would have paid so much money to have an adaptation of the video game The Force Awakens. Star Killer was such a good character.
For real. You know his Force repulse where he like condensed the Force around him in like a big sphere and let it out and just disintegrated people?
Oh yeah.
Is one of the strongest and most dangerous abilities to use because it can kill the user.
Time. Your parents' generation loved Star Wars, and your generation loved Star Wars. But your kids' generation
will not know Star
watch
Wars.
Today I'm not talking about
I ain't showing them the fucking shit.
And the drama and the diss tracks that the stars of the Acolyte released talking about why if you hate modern Star Wars, you probably just hate women and gay people. That's really not what we're talking about.
No,
today.
my mom's
we're not
gay.
Talking about the awful business practices of
And
Disney,
she's
where
the
they
only
would
one that
extort
raised me, and I
certain
respect her
companies
more
into
than
showing
like
their
anyone
films
else.
instead of Tarantino films in order to one-up the competition.
Oh my
because
god.
Disney has insane extortion money. Staying within the realm of the video's topic, we are talking today about plain and simple artistic vandalism. And while I could be making a full hour to 2 hour long video on the downfall of Star Wars, which
Bro,
should
you
be on
can
the
make a
back
longer
burner right
video
now,
than
for a
that.
separate day, staying within the topic, Disney
You can make like a
bastardized
4-hour
Star
video
Wars
on that.
more than your average Game of Thrones character bastardized their children by sleeping with their sister. The original Star Wars trilogy was the heartbreaking story of a boy who lived under an oppressive empire and fought his way to create a free world for the people around
This
him.
fight was
The
so
prequel era
legendary.
of Star Wars was a glorious tale of how
I
freedom
loved this.
dies, showing you this glorious,
Yeah.
spanning democracy that's lasted for 1,000 years, and due to the evil machinations of one of the greatest
Dude,
written villains of all.
Samuel Jackson in the fucking was he in the prequels or was it?
It's the prequels. It's Mace Windu.
Dude, he was such a good character, and he was the only guy who had a purple lightsaber.
Yeah, it was. Do you know why?
Cause he just wanted one.
Well, yeah, you're right on that. But
Like,
you know how they explained it, like how they actually made it work.
I don't remember. Was this something to do with the kyber crystal? Kyber crystal?
Well, yes, but it's also his fighting style attunes him to the dark side of the Force a little.
Oh.
So he uses a variant of Form 7 called Vapad, which allows him to take in the dark side of his opponent and reflect it back onto them.
Now
That's why
that
he
is
was able to
cool.
do so well against Palpatine. He was the counter to Palpatine. But even when you rewatch that, Palpatine had a chance to kill him and decided not to. That spin he did where he was like flourished out, Palpatine could have killed him quicker than he could have done anything.
Oh yeah. Dude, you know what the
Because
worst thing about
the only person superior to Palpatine in swordplay was Yoda.
Yoda could have easily taken him, but of course. Oh,
No,
we're not
Yoda was actually weaker in the Force
Huh?
than Palpatine. Yoda was actually weaker in the Force than Palpatine. That's
But-
why Palpatine resorted to his lightning and Force powers, because he was stronger with it. But when it came to combat and dueling, Yoda was the superior.
Well, not only that, Yoda was fucking small, so he could basically
But
move around
yeah.
him like no problem.
Yoda specifically used Form 4 Ataru, which is meant for jumping around like that. It's the agility. It's basically the full agility class.
My favorite race in Star Wars was the Ewoks. I love the Ewoks.
Yeah, the Ewoks and the what were the little dudes? The little Ewoks.
I
Is what I
forgot
call
them.
them. Yeah. I mean,
Me
at
and my
least you didn't
mom,
say Twi'leks.
me and my mom actually did watch the Ewok movies. They were good.
That's actually pretty cool.
Like my mom loved the Ewok movies. Like we watched them together. Star Cruiser fly, Star Cruiser crash.
You know why I like Ahsoka though? It's only one scene that I like of Ahsoka, but it made me
What?
like the whole. It made me give it enough credit. Ahsoka meeting Anakin again.
Oh
That one
Jesus.
scene. That one scene was fucking amazing when you actually pay attention to it. Because it shows how Anakin actually would be if he truly reached his potential. And was a lot more OP than most people give him credit for when he cut that light bridge thing.
That's why I like I understood when they like built him the new body for him for Darth Vader, but if they because you gotta understand, Darth Vader hunted Jedi with that fucking suit, like
That
it was,
suit was actually meant to harm him. It was meant to hinder him.
and he
Palpatine saw
still
to it.
fucked over a Jedi with no
He
issue.
fucked over like he would fucking get jumped by Jedi and come out on top.
Imagine if he didn't get a fucked over suit and he actually got like a good upgrade.
Well, he was offered at one point. He could have switched over, but he chose not to because it was too dangerous.
Really?
Yes, I don't know if they moved that into Legends or not, but I keep that in my main headcanon.
But yeah, like he just fucked over a Jedi with like a major debuff constantly.
Yeah, but that's why in Ahsoka they actually did show his true potential but most people overlook it because when he's fighting Ahsoka, he's really calm, but you don't realize he threw Ahsoka back by barely twitching his muscles and shoving his arms forward a little,
Oh
and
yeah.
it basically launched her back with the slightest fucking movement.
Dude, the scene where he's walking up and he's freaking shrugging his shoulders and it flashes to Darth Vader.
Oh, when it switches back and forth too, that was
Oh my
nice.
god. That scene was definitely like, oh fuck.
That's what saved Ahsoka, and I haven't even watched Ahsoka.
That's why I said I give Ahsoka a little bit, but that's it. Anyway,
All time,
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks. Democracy died. To a speech
I keep hearing about that, how Jar Jar Binks
Oh.
a Sith.
The sad part that originated as a fucking meme, and it's starting to become reality.
Wait, really?
Yeah, some people are starting to actually try and make that canon,
You know what?
but it started as a meme.
I couldn't understand it because Jar Jar fucked over a lot of shit.
But it doesn't make sense.
Yes and no. It doesn't make sense, but
In the
also makes a
long
lot of
run, it
sense.
doesn't make. In the short run, for the prequel trilogy, it makes sense. But once the fucking original trilogy comes into play, it no longer makes sense. Automatically debunks it is when you count the original trilogy in the proper storyline. Why would a Sith, if they were so good that they could manipulate Palpatine, not have ruled?
Because he's fucking stupid.
But he would have had to be smart enough to manipulate Palpatine.
Well, that's the thing. If you're dumb enough, like, if you don't know what you're doing, your opponent doesn't know what
That's
you're
the
doing
problem,
either.
though. But there's also the fact that Jar Jar's never seen, there's nothing heard of him, he just vanished. Probably died, to be honest.
I would love to see a series where Jar Jar is actually a Sith and just, like, fucks with other people with just being dumb.
As a fan-made series, yeah, I could do it. But as an actual
given
thing,
by Darth Sidious,
I couldn't.
telling the world that this is the first galactic empire to thunderous applause as they applaud a sycophant who gained power and destroyed a democracy. To this day, Order 66 is one of the most heartbreaking moments in cinema history. And the
Oh
fall
my
of
God.
Anakin to the dark side will
Oh my
remember-
god. Oh my god.
I sympathized with Anakin right there.
Dude, those kids. Oh my god.
I've wanted to do it myself. Kids are annoying. I sympathize with Anakin right there. Wish it was me acting.
Nah. Because the thing is, like, those kids are actually nice. But if it was like any other
Those
kids,
yes, but I can dream, right?
you can dream. Yeah.
And actually, not all the Padawans are nice. They were actually pretty much all dicks to Anakin when he joined because he was
Wait,
older.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, this
no
is
one
his
wanted
revenge.
to associate with him.
This is his
This is
revenge.
his revenge.
Like, you fucked with me for the
The
last
Jedi,
time.
the Jedi are actually fucked up when you think about it.
Oh no, they are. I've did a lore dive on them. They're fucked up.
For real.
Everyone. Obi-Wan
Back
sits
to the
there and
young
says,
slaying.
"You were the chosen one. You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you." And my
Bro,
heart
that scene.
breaks.
That scene.
Even though this was the end that we
Oh,
all
yeah,
saw coming because we all saw the original trilogy. We
women
knew
asking
democracy
why
would
men don't
rise.
have
We knew
emotions,
Anakin
you
would
show
end
that
up
scene,
becoming
men have
Vader.
emotions.
But like a modern-day Greek tragedy, we witnessed that descent and that entire situation unfold.
Bro, for
before
real,
our
come to
very
find out
eyes,
that
and we
Force
could do
Heal was a
nothing
Jedi
about it.
ability, not
The
a Sith
Clone Wars
ability.
TV show was a brilliant way to evolve the entire
Oh my
story.
god. Oh my god. I love General Grievous.
Me too. Hello there. Ah, General Kenobi.
Dude, like, General Grievous is one of those
negotiator.
characters that, like, could take on Darth Vader, but, like, barely come out on top.
Alright, I gotta do it. Top 5 right now.
Alright. Me?
And Anakin and Vader are two separate because there's prequel Anakin and OG Vader, so they're two separate ones.
Are we counting just the movies?
Movies and Clone Wars, because that's all I really care about. And
Um,
maybe if you know a little bit into Legends lore, I'll allow it, but otherwise, yeah.
Number one, probably Darth Plagueis.
Fire, the one behind the machinations of Sidious. I can understand that.
Number two, number two,
It's a hard list.
Darth Vader, definitely Darth Vader. Number
Vader
three,
specifically?
yeah, Vader specifically in the movies.
Okay, yeah.
Number three would be Yoda.
Okay, I can fuck with that one.
Number four would be Luke. Actually, no, I'd probably
Legends
put Luke at
Legends.
5.
If you take Legends Luke, I will really allow that one because Legends Luke, goated.
Because the thing is, it depends on Legends or movies.
We'll allow Legends over sequel trilogy.
Okay, yeah, then 4 if we're doing Legends.
I hate the
And
sequel
5?
trilogy. Kylo Ren is knockoff.
And 5, Number 5 would be Obi-Wan.
Okay, that's a fair one. That's a fair one.
Because the thing is,
I can't argue. I can't really argue that one in any way. Like for personal preference, I can see that.
because the thing is, what really puts him up there at number 5 is his fight with Maul in the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah. Oh, if you take Rebels, he does kill Maul.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one too.
And I will allow that one fight because I love what he did. He took the move that killed his master and used it to trick Maul to kill him once and for all.
Yeah, he's like, wait.
He did what Qui-Gon missed out on, and I loved it.
Well, not only that, you can. So first he did his own battle style, then he changed it up again, and then he was like, wait a minute. What if I do the same shit as Qui-Gon Jinn? Let me do the same shit as Qui-Gon.
I'll honor my master and beat him with his own. Okay, let's go. And you can see him; he was ready. Like you weren't stopping him. He was focused,
and he did that, to bait Maul. He did it to bait him.
and he did. You could see it. You knew that's what he was thinking.
Like that. That's why I put like him at 5, and then probably 6. I'll probably put General Grievous.
Oh, okay, yeah, good honorable mention.
Because the thing is, Grievous is one of those characters that is in the realm of Darth Vader, but he could have done so much better.
I'd say Grievous at his max is about even with Darth Vader specifically. But if Vader were never limited by the suit,
he would be number 1.
He would be better. He'd be better, yeah.
Because the thing is with Grievous, he had a unique style because of his 4 weapons. He had four lightsabers, and he would overwhelm his opponents.
That's why Obi-Wan was able to counter him. But what most people don't know is that whole time, Obi-Wan never saw a single one of his lightsabers. He was relying completely on the Force to defend.
Oh yeah. That's the reason why I put General Grievous at 6. Is because
he deserves it because he pushed him that far.
Because Grievous,
and it was probably one of the best fights.
Imagine Grievous having the Force.
Legends.
Wait, Grievous has Force in Legends?
I think there was one. There was a story in Legends where he did.
Because I guarantee you, if Grievous had access to the Force.
Well, okay, let me put it this way: take regular Clone Wars Grievous, and Legends puts him in his place in 2 seconds.
Oh, bro.
Legends Grievous is a different monster, from what I know.
Because I guarantee, well, in the Clone Wars, I guarantee you, if he knew how to use the Force, he would dominate every single character. Because imagine you having 4 lightsabers, you're a droid, and knowing that you have access to the Force.
And he does have a living mind, so technically it would be possible if he was sensitive to the Force.
Such a good character. Such a good character. I would
Yeah.
actually pay to have a live action show for him.
If it's worth it, for sure.
I
My
hate
top
Disney
five-
so
Top 5 is
much.
hard for me, though, to be honest.
I
on these
hate
ones.
Disney so much. They have so much shit they could do in their
They
back
have so much
catalog.
they could do, but they
They
just
could
ruin
do
it.
so
when
much
they,
shit,
but when
but
they
no.
do, they ruin it. And when they do, they ruin it. I will not drop on that one.
And get you to that point where you recognize the tragedy of Order 66.
I don't know what
not
my top
just from the
5 is, to be
perspective of
honest.
The Jedi that are killed, but also from the clones who have their very freedom stripped from them, which ultimately is the overarching theme of the actual Star Wars trilogy and the Star Wars prequel trilogy. How freedom dies, and it's to thunderous applause. Iconic characters, amazing fight scenes, everything that a modern
Damn, Yoda was
blockbuster
ugly
hit
as fuck in
needs
the
to
first
be.
movie.
And Disney realized they could get their
Oh,
grubby
yeah.
little Mickey Mouse hands on it, and they could put their dick in the entire mouth, the gaping hole of the Death Star. Now, as you probably know if you're watching this video, because my channel is pretty shadow banned these days, and you're probably only watching this because you came here from my second channel, I've been doing lore dives into
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
he's
of
been doing
different
lore dives
facets of the
on-
internet recently. I've specifically
Oh, Darth
focused on Star
Revens. I
Wars
forgot
and
about
Warhammer
him.
and like a lot of other
Revan is
gritty
fire.
sci-fi type shiz. And learning
The
about
tragedy
the lore
of
Star
Revan
Wars
is
has been an
crazy, though.
eye-opening experience. As a kid, I watched the original trilogy and I watched the prequel trilogy. I've watched a couple episodes of the Clone Wars here and there, and that's about it. And I still really liked Star Wars. But now after understanding the greater lore, the 1,000 novels written about the Star Wars franchise, that's right, 1,400-page books about the various
Yeah.
eras
I want
of
'em.
Star Wars history, the Old
I
Republic,
want 'em.
the High Republic,
All of 'em.
the freaking Star Wars Legends timeline. Did you know in the very first of the prequel films where Ki-Adi-Mundi, you know, dickhead Jedi guy, the guy who's not making fun of the guy, his head just literally looks like a big penis, that dude goes and tells everyone, but
Fair
the Sith,
enough.
we haven't seen a Sith in
Hairy
1,000 years.
penis, but a penis.
Bro, oh my god, this shit pissed me off so much.
Yeah, them doubting him after he just fucking lost his mouth. Like, what killed Qui-Gon? Do you really think a fucking droid was gonna kill Qui-Gon?
Hold on, let me see if he talks about it.
Yes. Did you know why? Because 1,000 years ago, there was a massive war between the Jedi and the Sith. And the Sith, under the rule of Darth Bane, the most goated of the goats.
Oh
this
my
dude-
god.
Yeah, Darth Bane is fire.
I forgot about Darth Bane. I literally forgot about him. He's
Yeah,
like
me
the
too.
biggest menace of like
He is, bro. Did you know during his reign, for a time, he was completely impervious to lightsabers
Oh yeah.
through a fucking parasitic armor that was slowly killing him? Before he was tricked into
they
removing
did
it
something
by
like
his
that. They did
apprentice.
something like that with the most recent one with the Acolyte with his fucking armor.
That one reminded me of what's that one guy from?
Isn't it Beskar armor?
Yeah, that's the Mandalorian armor.
But yeah, Nux didn't talk about it. So you remember how he said we haven't seen a Sith in 1,000 years?
Yeah, I think that's what he's at right now, because that's what they did say. Because
The Acolyte,
how Bane initiated the rule of two.
the Acolyte fucked that shit over.
Technically, he's not a Sith.
Oh my god, I had the same conversation with what's her face, with the
But at
family
the
member
same
that
time,
likes
he
the
is.
Acolyte. Technically,
Like-
he's not a Sith. Technically.
Based on his lightsaber and lore, he isn't a Sith. But based on his actions and shit, he's a Sith.
I hate this shit so much. He's a fucking
But
Sith.
to be fair, yes, it does fuck up with the haven't seen a Sith in 1,000 years. He pretty much is the closest thing to a Sith in 1,000 years before Palpatine himself came and fucking ruined the Jedi.
Dude established the rule of two. There was an entire
But otherwise,
race
yeah,
of
I would
Sith.
say he's a
There was
Sith,
an
other than his
army of
weapon
Sith. There
and
was
a little bit of the lore.
cataclysmic war that spanned hundreds of novels worth of material. Eventually, when the Sith were at the very
You know,
brink
it's
of
funny, the
defeat,
graphics
Darth
for that
Bane
game are
made
shit,
his
but
whole
their
rule of two
cinematics are
shtick, and that's
awesome.
why to
Yeah,
this
they're
day,
awesome.
Only two there are, a master and an apprentice.
There's so much content that could be done there. Or if you go even further
Pause
back
it.
to Valcor.
That one statement, what Yoda said. Apprentice and a master there are. How'd he know that if they hadn't seen him in 1,000 years? Yoda wouldn't have known. While Yoda is 900 years old by the end of it, it was 1,000 years before that. So Yoda wasn't alive yet when Bane initiated the Rule of Two. And the Rule of Two was also done in secret without the Jedi's knowledge. They thought they had wiped him out.
I feel like Yoda would have known. So you gotta understand, Yoda is extremely no.
Yoda is extremely knowledgeable in the Force. I know that, but how would he have figured out about the Rule of Two?
I feel like I know how. You know how in the Force connects a lot of people. I feel like he would have known, not really like about specifically the Rule of Two, but he knew that there was a master and apprentice because there are two Sith connected to the Force that are the strongest.
I could, yeah, that would make sense. His connection to the light is really that deep that he could feel that there are two strong dark side sensitives.
Because he didn't say oh, there's a Rule of Two. He just said there is a master and an apprentice.
Yeah, you are right. I just say that to make it simpler for me. But yeah, you're right.
You do kind of have a point, but it can be debunked a little bit.
Yes, I see where you're coming from. I can actually understand that. Because he is so strong in the light side of the Force, he's considered the avatar of the light. So I can understand how he would be able to sense that there are two dark presences. With the only exception being, I think when he said that Maul was still alive but in hiding. But I could see how he wouldn't be able to sense Maul's in that case. So
because he's hiding.
But there's also, well, he could probably tell the difference between Dathomir and shit, so I could go with that one. Realistically, pretty good one right there. You got me. The only downfall to it is Palpatine was able to force cloak himself from Yoda while side by side. Same room, and Yoda could not feel that he had the dark side going through his body. However, what does debunk that is how they said that they could sense that the dark side was growing. But Valkorion right there, he's a badass.
Orion, the Sith Emperor, or Darth Revan, or Darth Nihilus.
Ooh, Darth Nihilus.
Equally
he's
or more
different,
iconic
bro.
than the most iconic Sith Lords you could think of within the current Disney canon of Star Wars. Did you know that Darth Revan was a Jedi who single-handedly started an entire war against Mandalore, then became a Sith,
Darth
then
Revan's
became
story
a
is
Jedi.
fucking awesome.
As a Sith, he destroyed the Jedi. As a Jedi, he destroyed the Sith. He was eventually killed. He force-willed himself back to life to destroy the Sith Emperor, but the Sith Emperor was already dead.
Yeah, that's
so
kind
he
of
made
badass.
this mission to try to resurrect the Sith Emperor in order to properly kill him himself. This was so
Now that's some
terrifying,
fucking
the Jedi and the Sith had to team up to stop Darth Revan from resurrecting Valkorion, the Sith Emperor. This is like one of the craziest storylines of all time, and Disney would never ever touch it. They would rather somehow Palpatine returned.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Somehow Palpatine returned.
That's actually why I hate Palpatine. I'm not even gonna lie.
Like the original Palpatine, good, and now Palpatine, I fucking hate you.
Yeah. His death was organic. It was perfect. I could understand him having clones in backup, but he did not. He did not have time to use them.
Now, you're probably thinking, yeah, but they want to, do something with the established characters like Luke Skywalker and all those other lovely characters that they completely bastardized in their sequel trilogy that didn't exist as far as I care. Well, ironically,
I feel
in
that.
the
I
Legends
really do.
timeline, there actually is an entire sequel era to the actual trilogy of Star Wars 2.
And it's
Luke
better
Skywalker
than the
and his
movies.
children and different enemies and foes that they had to fight throughout the
Abeloth.
years.
Oh my god, Abeloth is a
entities
fucking
into the Star
beast.
Wars universe like Abeloth. And believe it or not, in the Legends timeline of Star Wars, they actually did not absolutely cuck Luke Skywalker. He was still
For
an
real.
absolute badass character. You know, the hero of so many people's childhoods, the hero of so many people's timelines that they
I
got
feel
Yeah,
like
where
they
he
were
didn't-
targeting
start
me.
off as
Yeah,
this
where he
guy
didn't-
on some
targeted.
sand planet.
Yeah,
which
where
I
he
hate,
didn't
'cause
suck on
sand's
fucking
coarse
goat
stuff, it gets
milk.
everywhere. But this dude still took down an empire.
What they did
an
with Yoda was
oppressive
fire, though. His
empire.
Force
He
Ghost
is an
using the
absolute
Force
mad
bringing
lad.
on
Well,
lightning.
now we have two things we could do with this
But
character.
at the same time,
Option
what the fuck?
one, we
That's the
can
best
give
y'all
you
had?
an entire Legends timeline of him still being an awesome and show you how his family is pretty epic and great and stuff, and give him new trials and tribulations, a different generation that he has to raise. He needs to refound the Jedi Order.
Like,
Pretty
yeah,
awesome
he
and
really
badass
he
stuff, honestly.
remade
That's
the
pretty
fucking
great.
Jedi
What's the
Order
second option, you're
better,
probably thinking?
and
There
was
can't possibly
very
be a
few
second option.
actual
Well,
Oh my
damn
the second
god, this
option is
scene.
making him
Oh
a
my
hobo
god.
drinking walrus titty milk on a random
Oh
planet.
my
and then
fucking god.
Yeah, that scene is crazy. Crazy in all the wrong ways.
A little bit of a sidebar. You know what I like? You know what I find funny is that there's apparently a rule where you can't turn off your lightsaber mid battle and then turn it back on just to kill people.
Yeah, sounds like a Jedi thing because the Sith did that. They actually had emitter switches specifically built for that.
I would have done that so many times.
It was considered dishonorable as a Jedi. You would have been out, banished.
Yeah, I wouldn't have cared. I don't care about Sith or Jedi. I
At
would have just
best,
done it.
You would probably have been a gray Jedi.
Because the thing is like, I fucking hate that honorable shit. I hate that shit so much. Like,
Honor and war is stupid.
it's so stupid. You gotta, like, that's the thing. Like, you're so predictable when you have honor, but when you don't have honor, you're unpredictable.
You're dead. When you have honor, you're dead.
die off screen in a pathetic
There's truly
way
no honor in death either.
So you can follow other characters.
Unless
Now,
you
that
were
is not how
dying
you
to
treat
defend
a hero
someone.
of Disney. Well,
Oh,
at least
yeah.
there's Han Solo, right? Nope. Han Solo got divorced and he was all
Yeah,
sad.
they
and he
fucked
became
Han.
a hobo too. Bro, we got the Indiana Jones treatment.
Oh my
hobify
God,
all of
don't
our
even talk
favorite
about Indiana
characters,
Jones.
And he'll die in a pathetic way. That was
Did they fuck him over too?
incredibly epically
Yes.
foreshadowed that he would just die in a lame way. Yeah, the
His
sequel trilogy
movies
of
were
Star
so
Wars,
good,
in my
too.
canon, not real. Doesn't exist. It never happened.
Except for
Disney
one.
Never bought Star Wars.
What do you mean?
Which one was it? The one with Pandora's box. The Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Wasn't that like one of the first ones? Second one.
That movie would not have changed if Indiana Jones wasn't there. The movie would stay the same.
Yeah, I think that was the one he was the least active in.
They would have just found the Ark, opened it, and still died.
Pretty much.
So honestly, Indy didn't even need to be there.
It really didn't.
Decent movie, didn't matter. It's just,
I mean, you're
But
right.
aside
To be
from
honest, I can't
disrespecting
argue
the
that.
very characters, and aside from doing away with a glorious franchise with a brilliant theming, as I've mentioned about the death of freedom, you know what the major theme is of the new sequel trilogy? Well, I don't.
Wham and
There
strong.
is no major overarching theme. It does not tap into the potential that Star Wars laid at all. The theme is, oh yeah, Whammon character, kind of awesome, ain't she? Bet you've never
Not
thought
really,
of a
she's
strong
ass.
Whammon character in Star
She's
Wars
so
before.
butt
I mean,
cheeks.
aside from Luke's daughter in the
She
Legends
doesn't even
timeline
look
of
hot,
Star
bro.
Wars. What are you
Uh-uh.
doing, Disney? Now, ironically,
She ain't no
despite all these
Padme.
incredibly powerful characters and interesting
Snoke was
backstories and
such a
different lore
fucking,
eras of Star Wars that could
joke.
have definitely been adapted in one way
He
or
was a
another by
joke.
someone
Snoke
that
was a
actually had some
fucking
sort of
joke.
passion for the Star Wars series when they wrote this shit.
He's
Disney
making a
decided
point
to
with
do
all
away
those
with all of
Legends
it and come up with
flashes.
their own stories. It's unbelievable. The audacity and disrespect this Mickey Mouse piece of shit feels like when they just stick their dick in things and claim them as their own. Borderline molesting pieces of art that are written with passion and love
Oh
by
my
previous
God.
generations and amazing writers to create their own little factory of shit putting more and more
I think
poop
he
on the
likes
trash
Star
assembly
Wars.
line as they shove it out to the masses and try to appeal to things like audience demographics instead of actually making some sort of actually good story.
Bro, it
Even
turns you
characters
into
that
a
only
fucking
showed up
bee
in the
buzzing
movie
in
for
the
like,
mic.
20 minutes, like General Grievous, you could give him an entire TV show based on the depth of his backstory.
Oh
Again,
my
I do
God.
lore dives on my second channel, so I've been learning
Actually,
about all this
Grievous has a
shit,
pretty
and
interesting
the more
backstory.
I recognize
tried
how
to be a
great the
Deadeye at
Star
one
Wars
point.
extended
He
universe
does.
is,
I would
if you
pay.
look at the
I would
Legends
pay a
canon,
lot because
the
like
sadder it
I
is
like
that you
droids.
see
I
how
really find
badly
droids
Disney
interesting.
fumbled the bag. It's not like there was no more content
Yeah.
and their adaptations were shit. There was more content, and they decided instead of adapting good content, they would just come up with their own little fart childs, decanonize hundreds of hours of work and 1,000 novels of content.
It's
just
there's a theory
decanonized
that
like
the
Thanos
original
snapped them
Jedi
out
was
of
a
existence,
Skywalker.
purely for the sake of creating a new canon.
I could see
where
that.
Everything is shit now. This is like the Rick and Morty butt universe.
But it's
where they
debunked.
open a portal
Well,
and they end up in a
kind of.
universe, but it's all butts
I don't
everywhere.
remember what the
This
debunk
is what
was.
Disney did to Star Wars. Now, to add insult to injury, aside from making just
That was a
absolute
fun
But it's
joke, by the
pretty
way.
much
and terrible shows,
Yeah.
instead of respecting, the actual
It's pretty much
artists that
confirmed
made
though that
Star Wars
Plagueis
what
is
it
the reason
'cause
Anakin's alive
for
at this
sake,
point,
Disney
but I
did it.
prefer
Disney is
Force
also
Jesus.
disrupting and disrespecting the little fragment of Star Wars canon that they kept as canon. The irony is, Disney came out here with the big red marker and crossed off 99% of the Star Wars canon, leaving only the
really
movies as
did.
basically the canon and the Clone Wars TV show. And then they disrespect their own canon. The big rage these days on the interwebs is The Acolyte, this absolutely dumpster fire of a TV show.
Yep.
Disney likes telling everyone that insults the Acolyte. It's like, oh, you're only insulting this because you actually hate women and gay people. It's not because it's an absolute dumpster fire piece of shit content that no one could possibly enjoy. Editor, play the clip, power of one, power of two, power of many, please.
No, we're skipping this. We've already seen this once.
Immortalized to meme status of absolute dog
Glad I
shit
didn't have to
content.
watch
Whoever
that.
put that together unironically thought they were making something good. Bro thought he was cooking with that one. Can
You're
we
welcome,
please, power
YouTube,
of
by
one,
the
power
way.
of two, power of many of you, hit that like button and subscribe to this video right now.
Yes,
Thank
please,
you.
please
But the
go
tragic irony is, instead
subscribe
of
and
even
like on
a good
Lux
show,
North
it's
shit.
taking
He's such a good
terrible show.
YouTuber
I mean, what did
and
we expect?
streamer.
Well,
He really is. I've watched a lot of his videos as well. I love him.
Kept as canon, right? Remember how I mentioned to you earlier how I subtly implanted the foreshadowing in all of your minds of how Ki-Adi-Mundi, penis head,
Yeah, this
general,
fucking guy.
Jedi guy, not because he necessarily is.
He's
a
gonna talk
penis or
about it,
anything,
okay.
just his head is just a big cock. That guy, I especially made you focus on that guy when he said the Sith have been extinct for a millennia, which is a very long time. Yeah, I was dapping my boy up because in The Acolyte, which takes place 100 years before the original Star Wars prequels,
Which
yeah,
Yoda for
there
sure
are
would have
Sith
known
running
about.
around killing Jedi, like lots of them. You don't have
Yeah,
any of these.
this fucking idiot.
Yeah, I didn't watch The Acolyte, so I didn't even know about that. But I see what you're saying. That is fucking stupid.
And I had a conversation with what's her face who likes the show, and I said,
Acolyte.
hey, he's a Sith, and she's like, well, technically he's not a Sith, so nah, it doesn't fuck with the lore. I'm like, oh my god, I'm done arguing with you. You're just
thinking of
eating
the
shit.
dude from Ahsoka when I was talking to you about it. I
Huh?
wasn't thinking of I was thinking of the guy from Ahsoka, so I was all wrong anyway when I was thinking that it fit in with the lore.
No,
Everything I said previously about it is wrong.
no, I was talking about the Acolyte. This fucking idiot.
Yeah, I was talking about the guy from Ahsoka, but that doesn't even matter. It doesn't fuck over that guy's comment. I really was a dumbass right there. I didn't realize it until just
Master
right now.
Yoda moments when Order 66 happened where he clutches his heart and drops his cane. Nope, none of that. Yoda's not even in the show. You know why? You know why Yoda's not in the show? They wanted Yoda in the show. They couldn't afford Yoda.
Wow.
Yoda was like, no, don't want to be here, bro. And they were like, all right, whatever. We'll just have someone else instead.
They couldn't
I can't
afford
make this shit
Yoda?
up. Like, this is humiliating. But yeah, the whole Sith been around for a millennia.
Even though they
Well,
already did
Ki-Adi-Mundi,
23
the guy who was
million on the
supposed to have been
show, they
born
couldn't spend a little bit
after
more
the
for the
Acolyte
30
starts,
million.
Right, he was supposed to be 70 in the Star Wars prequel timeline, and this is 100 years before, so Ki-Adi-Mundi shouldn't be born yet, but Ki-Adi-Mundi is born and is around.
Oh
for
my
some
god.
Epic,
That
fan
also
service,
doesn't
I
make
guess
sense.
he's around, and he witnesses
No one even
a
likes
Sith
him.
proclaim himself to be a Sith, and then he still, in the prequels, says, "Oh, Sith hasn't been seen for a millennia." And no matter how badly you write yourself into a box, you will never, ever, ever get the forgiveness of the people for doing something so god-awful like introduce a Sith, break the little bit of canon you actually kept. I could go on forever. I told you, I've been doing lore dives on Star Wars specifically on the second channel to properly formulate my thoughts on this shit and educate myself before making a big-ass Star Wars video on why it's actually a glorious franchise that will forever be remembered as the disenfranchised death of a former beautiful nostalgia piece. But the ultimate irony of everything is what Disney did with the Star Wars franchise is exactly what Chancellor Palpatine
Glad I
did
didn't have to hear
with
that.
the
Were
Oh
they
my
supposed
God,
to
I
be
just realized
suggested
that.
Dathomirians?
Chancellor Palpatine started a proxy
Hold on.
war.
Was
to
that
just
supposed to be on
act what
Dathomir?
Chancellor Palpatine
Hold on.
did with the Republic. To just remind
Please
you
tell
for a
me that
moment,
wasn't
Chancellor
Dathomir.
Palpatine
What?
did with the Star Wars franchise is
I think that's
exactly
Dathomir.
what Chancellor Palpatine did with the Republic. To just remind you for a moment, Chancellor
I think that's
Palpatine started
that
a
was
proxy
Dathomir.
war. But the ultimate
What the fuck are you
Pause
talking
there.
about?
Dathomir, the fucking the dark side force witches. Mother
Probably.
Talzin. That's probably Mother Talzin, but press it again, play it, and pause it for a sec,
irony
like
of
in
everything
2
is
seconds.
what Disney did with
Now, that guy in the back, that's that's a Dathomir male. That's the same species as Maul. Look at his horns on his head.
Oh.
That's Dathomir. That makes sense because that looks like a dark side force ritual. But goddamn, they did Dathomir dirty.
the Star Wars franchise is exactly what Chancellor Palpatine did with the Republic. To just remind you for a moment, Chancellor Palpatine started a
Disney
proxy
is the new
war
Chancellor
where
Palpatine.
He ran the government and controlled the clones.
Oh
on
my
one side.
God.
He
With
was
their own
also
show.
Darth Sidious, the Lord of the Sith, that controlled all the droids on the other side. The Clone Wars was a war that was operated on 2 fronts by this man. This giant puppet master controlled both sides of a massive war to destabilize the entire galaxy to then absolutely take over. That is exactly what Disney has been doing with Star Wars
Yeah,
for
he
the
owned
last
them.
10 years. They are slowly but surely stripping away everything that you thought you loved about Star Wars, destroying it.
I was
piece
so
by
happy
piece,
on that scene.
meticulously,
Is that
from
bad?
the canon to the established canon to everything else in between. They've already corrupted your favorite characters.
Is it bad I
The major themes of
wasn't
the Star
upset
Wars
when
series,
Ki-Adi Mundi
from Luke
died?
to Han Solo to any political framework at all, because there was none of
I can
that
understand
in
it.
the new trilogy. Disney is piece by
He
piece.
was a dick to
dismantling
Anakin from the
everything
beginning.
in a massive proxy war where it pulls the strings on all
Or
sides.
he was a dick to
destroying every
Obi-Wan.
part
That's
of it
where I
and
felt
destabilizing
disrespected.
the entire galaxy, only for it to proclaim itself as a galactic empire, to sit upon its throne of corpses and proclaim itself as the new king of Star Wars. What I declare to be canon is canon, and whether you like the show or not, I am going to paint you as a misogynist, homophobe, instead of actually recognizing your critiques in any way. Disney has locked themselves in an echo chamber where they can only win in their own eyes, where if you love them, then you're on the right side of history, and if you hate them, well, then you're a filthy rebel. Ultimately, Star Wars doesn't know how right it was, telling a story of how freedom of expression dies. Now, I know ultimately it's all a power grab, it's all a money move. Disney thinks, oh shit, Star Wars is a big IP, we can make money out of it. But in my mind, this is just another tragic case of the modern era of artistic vandalism.
Oh god, where is this going?
You've never seen
What did they
Velma?
do to Scooby-Doo? Maybe I don't remember this one. Just go for it. I might
Oh
have to.
no. I watched the entire show by watching Nux. It's so shit.
They fucked over Scooby, and then
Too royally, like I mean, like
you can't. They've already done Scooby-Doo dirty with some of the fucking TV shows.
yeah, but this it isn't this bad.
But this is like, God
100 times.
The OG you remember the OG movies, though?
Yes, they were so good.
Bro, this is gonna be some disrespect then.
In order to break them down for you
Major.
over here. And honestly,
Don't
don't
worry,
think I'm
they
a
fuck
big
with the
Scooby-Doo was
movies
part of my
too.
like was
Velma
one of
boys.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo
I was
is a
like,
very beloved
bro's been
IP
listing
that
my
has existed
my
for a
fucking
very,
childhood.
Very long time. In fact, it's so good and such a possibly easy formulaic system. There's no possible way to mess that up, right?
You really shouldn't be
I'm
able to fuck
obviously
up
teeing
Scooby-Doo, but they've
No,
been doing
not
it.
right, dude. Not right. Velma
But then
exists.
again, they also
Velma,
fucked up
a
Ben 10.
freaking prequel
Oh, God.
to Scooby-Doo. How the gang got to know each other. Their high school years, which is rife with weird sexualization of children for some reason. That's right, baby. It's Velma time. And as the only person on the planet that has lived through the
There was a
viewing of
movie
2
that did their
full
high school
seasons
years
of Velma,
already.
you
It was
can
actually
check it
really
out.
good.
I deep dive, analyze, and debrief, debunk, and freaking poop all over it over the course of literally dozens of hours on my second channel. Poured into meticulously
Yeah, I
stretching
watched all
its
of them.
anus so wide I can use it as a hat. But since I'm the only person alive that knows the lore, you're gonna lose your shit when you see how actually humiliating it is. Now, this obviously doesn't even need to be said, but what the original Scooby-Doo is, ultimately, it's a lighthearted mystery-solving gimmick. where you
Oh
have
my
5
God.
friends, 5
Scooby
homies,
and
5
Shaggy, the
dude
best
bros that
part.
get together and solve mysteries. The mystery could be of any kind, a supernatural
And
spooky
what's
thing
new?
is
What's
going
new?
on. Velma
Scooby-Doo was
says,
good,
well,
too.
Ghosts aren't real. That's stupid. And Raggy
Yeah,
says,
it was like
"Ruh-roh."
after that, I think.
All right, you get my idea, basically. It's a squad of friends doing good people things, being good Samaritans, helping people out, and it ruins the plans of these evil bad guys. That's never the bad guy you
A few
expect.
miles
And
from
they
where I
would've gotten
live,
away with it
probably
too
about
if it weren't for these
10,
meddling
there's a
kids literally
mystery
doing
machine
good
van.
for the sake of society's
Really?
good. It's the most obvious,
Yeah.
gimmicky plot line ever.
I wonder
It's not
if it's for
necessarily
sale. I would
brilliant
actually
in
save
any
up
way,
for
but
it.
The writing is just fun, and it's beautiful.
I doubt
kids
it is.
content
It probably
because
don't even run
ultimately it
anymore.
gets
It's
you to
been
think
there. It looks
critically
like
and
it's
not
been
judge
there a
book by
while.
its cover. Every single episode of the original Scooby-Doo series will always have that one guy that always looks like he's the villain right off the bat. Something mystical and mysterious happens. Some people think it's a ghost. Some people think there must be a logical explanation for this.
One of my favorite two movies that I remember
well, that guy's really
was
creepy.
the one
He's
with the
probably the
freaking.
ghost. And then
This was the
eventually
Hanna-Barbera.
traps
Actually, no, I
and
remember
gimmicks and
3.
figuring out lots of
It was the
problem-solving
one with
clues,
the
putting
amusement park with
deductive
the
reasoning together with using Shaggy as human.
The mind control amusement park.
It wasn't the mind control amusement park. It was the one with the robot.
Damn it, it's been a while.
Like it was in the Hanna-Barbera one, and they went to this amusement park, and there was this robot that was basically like a guard for the amusement park that would like follow them around and freaking antagonize them.
Mm-hmm.
The
I don't
second
think I watched
one,
that one.
the second one was when they went to cyberspace.
Damn, I missed a lot, I think.
The third one, I remember vividly, was when they actually hung out with the band members of what's their faces, and had to defeat like this supernatural bat demon.
Hmm.
Hold on,
I
let me
don't
look.
think I watched any of those.
Let
The
me
one
look
I
up.
remember is where they like break apart and then they end up getting back together while going to that mind control island.
So
I vividly
Scooby,
remember that one.
that was the live action one.
Yeah, that was. I don't think I watched many of the. I remember some Chinese dragon one.
So Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost.
That sounds familiar.
And the alien. Oh my god! And the alien invaders. Oh my
That one
god!
sounds familiar. That one actually sounds
I
familiar.
remember this one. I watched it so much.
I watched
this-
the live action a lot, actually.
This was the one that had the girl that Shaggy was really into, who was actually an alien.
You
I
know,
need
Shaggy
to-
would be the one to fall for an alien.
And in this one, this was actually so Scooby Doo is actually an alien.
I don't like that.
I think that's canon. I think the cyber
I
chase,
don't like that.
Scooby Doo and the cyber chase. Yep, that one. Scooby Doo and the Legend of the Vampire.
That one sounds cool.
That was the other one I watched. I think I did watch Aloha Scooby-Doo. Chill Out Scooby-Doo. I think I did watch this one. Did I watch this one? Yes, I did watch this one. Did I watch In the Samurai Sword? No, I did not. I did not watch Camp Scare. Legend of the Phantasaur?
Who is? Do we got someone in here? Is this also one of your?
Let me see. Who? Who are you talking about?
The Pony Geo.
She's been watching my stream for a while. She was part of the group that was playing Monster Hunter with, that was like making not really making fun, but like antagonizing me about my mod.
Oh.
But it's whatever. Hang on, let me show you the list of movies. So these are the movies I remember. So I don't remember watching Zombie Island. I don't remember this one.
I think I watched that one.
This was Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. I watched this one, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders.
I think I might have watched this one, but I don't fully remember it vividly like that. But that does look familiar.
Then there was
Yeah, I think I did watch that one.
Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. This was with this guy.
I didn't watch that one. I don't. Well,
It's a good one.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's a good one.
I might have. I don't think so though.
The Legend of the Vampire. This one was so good. You know why? Because of the fucking let me see if they show them.
That one would be worth watching. Who are you looking for?
I'm trying to see the cast. So there's Velma, Scooby-Doo, Daphne, Luna, Harry, Russell, Dusk. The Hex Girls.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that? Wait, which is this movie?
Or I might not.
Hold on. What's this movie? What's this movie? The movie in the corner up here. What is this?
I don't know.
I know this movie. I know this movie. God damn it.
I think I do too, but now it's gone.
Fuck. Pirates
Loch Ness
Ahoy.
Monster. I watched that one.
Chill Out Scooby-Doo, the one with the abominable snowman.
Oh yeah, I watched that one. Did you watch the Loch Ness Monster one?
I don't think so.
Go up to it.
Not Music of the Vampire. Scooby-Doo Mask of the Blue Falcon. WrestleMania Mystery. I think I watched this one.
I don't think I did. I definitely watched Where Are You?
Yeah, there's What's New Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched that one. Pretty sure I also watched the Mystery Incorporated.
There was one show. There was one movie. I've got to find it.
It's probably forgotten to time now.
No, it was up there in the top right corner. I know exactly which. It was where they went
Wait,
to.
go back down. Go back down. Oh, Where's My Mummy? I watched that one.
Okay. Was it Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost? No, it wasn't this one.
Maybe.
No. Let's see. Aloha Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo Pirates Ahoy.
Check out Camp Scare.
No, it wasn't Camp Scare. It's not freaking creepy. What's Monster Madness? Nope.
The new Scooby Doo movies.
Hold on. School, this one.
Oh yeah. I think I watched that one. Yeah, I watched that one.
It was so good. I love this one. I really did. She
Yeah,
was
for
so
sure.
hot. I liked her as a kid.
I can see that.
Dude,
I definitely
now
would've.
I understand why I like goth girls so much.
I see it. I definitely see it. Like the goth girl you expect, but the goth girl you get is not it.
Oh my god.
You wish that was the goth girl you got.
No, I don't. Not this one. Not this one. She's a kid. She's a kid.
Well, not her specifically, but personality is what I mean.
I'd totally take it. I'd take it. I'd pay a lot.
Like, all right, you have her personality now.
I need to rewatch this movie.
I kind of want to myself.
We should have a
Right there.
movie-thon. We should have
That
a
one right
movie-thon.
there. That go back down below, scroll down some.
IMDb?
Yeah, I think that's the one I use that watches shit for free.
Yeah, this movie was so good. Oh my god.
Oh no, it's not. Fuck, what do I use? I use. Where is it? Did I lose it? Where the fuck is it? This is annoying.
This is bringing
Bro, I
back so
lost
many
it.
memories.
This is annoying. I lost
This
the
so
thing I was
fucking
looking
idiot. He used to be so useless. He was so useless. Sorry, YouTube. We're just going through like a bunch of memories right now.
for. Hell yeah. Bro, I might have deleted it because I hadn't been using it.
Oh, and the Reluctant Werewolf. I watched this one too. Have you seen this one? The one where Shaggy turns into a werewolf?
Maybe.
Oh my god, look at the old animation. Oh. I want to cry, man.
I'm trying to find that fucking thing I used to watch it on, but I can't.
There is just something different about these movies and this animation that hits different.
For real.
They had the DVD ROM games. Dude, I remember when those DVDs had ROM games. But yeah, Ghoul School was definitely a good one I watched.
Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for.
Oh my god, the little mummy Trannis. I think Trannis was her name. Was it Trannis?
I don't remember.
Let me see. No, it's Tannis. Tannis the mummy. She was so adorable. Oh, and Scrappy was in this movie.
Yes. I don't like Scrappy.
Dude, this fucking guy, he was so useless. He was so fucking useless.
Who? Oh yeah.
I need to rewatch these movies. Is it I wonder if it's available on oh, whatchamacallit? Amazon Prime.
I don't know. Can't find what I'm looking for anymore. We probably should get back into the.
Fuck yeah. No, I don't want to. Well, we have to.
Bait. They do end up managing to catch the guy, unmask him, prove who it is, prove why they did what they did, come up with the motivations because of all
I
their
can't wait for my
crime-solving
memory of
shenanigans,
this fucking
and
show to be
also proving why
ruined.
the guy that was actually mean in the very beginning, well, he was just misunderstood. This is the gimmicky formula for 90% of
Yep.
Scooby-Doo episodes, and honestly, it's a formula because it works. Now, you'll have your deviations from the theme. There are some actual masterpieces in the Scooby-Doo franchise. I think a great example of that is the Call of the Mummy Scooby-Doo thing in Egypt, which was great and managed to throw the entire gimmick on its head because the people that were dressed up as the ghosts were actually Velma and archaeologists trying to protect it from, like, the outsiders. There's always a wholesome message, there's always a wholesome moral, and there's always crime-solving, butt-kinking friendship. And it's beautiful! And then Mindy Kaling happened.
This
Mindy
fucking
Kaling
bitch.
shows up and is like, yo, I am writing Velma. It'll be a prequel to the
I
actual
hate it.
Scooby-Doo IP that is beloved by Billy Jillians. And we are killing every part of it. First things first, we will diversify the entire cast. Fred is going to be a white guy, but not any white guy. An incredibly rich crybaby white guy that is constantly talking about how his penis is small and everything was handed to him in his entire life, and nothing he actually does comes from himself, but it is purely because he is a Nepo baby coming from a rich family. Enter Daphne, the Asian kid, whose parents are lesbian cops, and she is also a ninja and a psychopath. Enter
Oh my
Velma,
God.
an Indian
Well, I
girl
mean, there was
who is
one
possibly
where
the most unlikable
Daphne was
character on
actually
the
a
face
fighter
of the planet, constantly
in one of the
talking about how
movies.
she hates the patriarchy and society
I
and
think I
rich
remember that
people
one.
And that was-
religion
that was the
and
live action, I
basically
think.
anything
I think
that
after this video,
basically
if you're
has-
still up, we'll
connotes
go and
buzzwords
watch
in modern culture for
a
wokeness. Bro,
Scooby-Doo
she
movie,
hates
or we
that
can play
shit.
some more Monster Hunter if you
got
want.
Shaggy, a black kid whose
I
white
either
dad is
want to play
constantly trying to give
Monster
him
Hunter
drugs to
for
make
a
him high,
little while.
and because instead of actually dealing with his issues,
Yeah,
because that
for a
makes
little
a lot
while,
of sense, I
or
suppose.
the
Then
movie
Scooby,
that you
who doesn't
with the
actually
goth
exist
girl.
in the prequel. Nope, Scooby is not around in Velma season 1 or
The
season
movie
2.
what with?
Now, aside from the obvious
Yeah,
posturing
that
and
one
terrible
that
writing
you
that
said
goes into
that-
all of these characters, and why the show is as bad as it is,
The one
if
I
you
was
really
talking
wanna know,
about?
you can watch my endless hours
Yeah.
destroying
Okay.
every morsel of content Velma has to offer. on my
One
second
or the
channel.
other.
It's just bad in regards to coming up with the character design and literally ruining the beauty that Scooby-Doo has going for it. Before getting into an incredibly awful writing level, talking about how it's always trying to shove an agenda down your throat about how rich white guy bad, women oppressed, women oppressed, rich white guy bad, again and again and again, religion evil. Bro, they have this whole freaking character arc in season 2, which is honestly the worst thing ever,
Bro's just
where they start
ranting at
slowly
this point, and
realizing
he's
that,
right.
wow, these insanely psychotic witch people actually have something going for it, but the Catholic Church, oh, that's a scam. That's only there to
Oh my
ring you for your
God.
money and use you like a cum
They
rag.
fucked over the Hex girls.
Religion is all fake. Witchcraft, that's real and based. Like it's constantly contradicting itself.
I
with
actually
its
like the
messaging.
Hex girls.
Instead of
The
bringing
Hex
people
girls were
together
really
closely
cool.
and not judging a book by its cover, everything is the
Head
absolute
gone
obvious
on that one
caricature
still.
and stereotype of what they are supposed to be. And here comes the
Why?
real mind-blowing part.
Why?
There is
Why do we
zero
choose to
I
do
have bad
this?
memory.
solving in the story. Both Velma season 1 and season 2 has one villain. The villain
You know what
is a
you could
serial
easily
killer
do
going
to
out
make
there.
some
In
money?
season
Just
1,
remaster the
serial killer went
movies.
after hot girls, cutting their heads open
Really,
and stealing
if
their
you make 'em
brains.
good.
And in season 2, the serial killer was somebody that was going after rich white guys and cutting their penises off. You can't even make this shit up. Like, honestly, it's humiliating. Now, you know how these crimes are solved? Well, you might be surprised, but it's not through
Now,
any
keep in mind
actual
they were doing that to
investigative
high
work.
schoolers.
Velma likes to put on the hat of a detective the entire show, constantly posturing how she is going to solve the
This
mystery.
is the worst
but
part.
Literally, all the mysteries just get solved themselves. The moment any form of mystery is introduced in the story, it is instantly solved within a half second of that scene taking place, and not due
Yep.
to any due diligence on Velma's actual part. Season 2
Yeah,
is
like
so
they were
bad
the
in this
one
regard that
fucking
they had absolutely
show
no
where you
idea
could
who
not
the serial
guess
killer
who the
was.
villain
And
really
then the
was.
serial killer kidnaps Velma and unmasks herself in front of Velma. Shocker, it's the woman that hates being mistreated by society. It's constantly trying to promote a message and instantly cucks its own message in the foot by having absolutely no logic actually work in this universe. They keep talking about how there's some male-dominated patriarchy and the women detectives can never actually be promoted to chief. There are 2 women detectives right here. Not only are they women, they're lesbians. They basically win the minority bingo card.
Hang on, let me go back for a second.
They're lesbians. They basically win.
Look at the
I don't
They-
know what to say to this.
they did the Hex girls so dirty.
Yeah.
Now let me show you an actual image of the Hex girls.
Alright, I'll go over to the stream so I can see it. I'm bad. I remember certain shit, and then there's shit that like I should remember. I'm just like, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I remember them. I used to think they were hot.
Gee, I guess you're also into goth girls.
They're hot,
They are hot.
though they might kill me in my sleep.
And then whee!
Yeah, and then we have that. Back to
win the
suffering.
minority bingo card, and they are the most qualified. In fact, they're
And
the only 2
people
cops
wonder
in the entire
that when they
city,
made the shows,
and yet
people go
somehow
and
when
watch
the
the
election
original
rolls up,
series.
they end up giving the position to a white guy. Now, you could make some sort of talk about how, misogyny, patriarchy, blah, 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 all the cringe buzzwords that they like to shove into everywhere. But guess what? These detectives, the lesbian detective people, they pawned off a active serial killer investigation to a high school student because they were scared. Yes, they deserve
Some
to
bitches,
not
bro.
win. Are you joking? Ironically,
Whose
unlike
parents
the
were
original
they?
Scooby-Doo, where every
Daphne's?
single episode
Yes.
and every single movie will have some sort of greater moral. It'll take
And you wonder
through
why
some
Daphne's a
city, and it'll teach you
psychopath.
about the architecture of the city and the history of the area and why things ended up the way they did.
Oh, I don't
It'll
wonder now.
hone into some historical nuance or some interesting philosophical discussion or some agricultural debate. Every single episode will have some sort of lesson.
I love
aside from
Shaggy so
the monster
much.
and the twist. That
The
is
Scooby
the
Snap
bread and butter of
leaves are tied to the
Scooby-Doo.
tree.
Velma does such an awful job promoting every single
And
message
Velma
that
looks
it
so
has.
ugly.
They will accidentally make the only likable
That's
character
actually
in the
Lindy
entire
Collins.
franchise
Yeah,
Fred.
that's just a
Yeah,
self-insert.
the rich white nepo baby with
Hold
a small
on.
penis.
What did I
Imagine
just
doing
see?
Such a hard time trying to shove nepo baby.
I
with
don't
the
know, you
cool
might wanna
character
go
in the
back.
entire franchise, Fred. Yeah.
That's weird. Why are the backs attacking a teenager's dick?
I want to cry, bro.
That's actually weird when you think about it. You know, in the original
rich
Monster
white
Hunter, they
nepo
would have just
baby
been
with the small
attacking his
penis.
chest.
Imagine doing such a hard time trying to shove every form of diversity and beautiful writing of women and different cultures down your throats to such an insane, disgusting, obviously grotesque extent that the only likable character is the rich white guy.
Lock her
Velma
up,
will
but
treat her
instead of
girlfriend like
her, this
absolute
time we
garbage,
mean
and the
him.
show will make backward somersault
That was
brain
in the
farts to
fucking-
make you feel like, oh, how sad it is that society is stacked against her and she is deserving of love. Then Daphne will literally cheat on her girlfriend and go through a more backstep flip-flops trying to come up with how sad it is that Asian women in society are targeted and deserving of love. The show created a situation just full of absolutely horrible people and is
Such
trying to make you
bullshit,
feel
bro.
empathy towards them, when in
Why?
actuality I feel absolutely nothing towards
Why do
anyone.
we do this?
Except for Fred,
Why?
the rich white guy, the only guy who actually was abused in his childhood, tried to do better and make something of himself, but despite being a massive, incapable dumbass. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my
the rich
God.
white guy is unironically the only decent character, and I swear to you it was done by accident. And you think that is doing a bad job shitting all over the IP of Scooby-Doo? I'm going to tell you two more aspects about Velma, because I could literally
No.
go on for hours, that will absolutely make you cry and cringe simultaneously.
Please
a big
don't.
aspect of the original Scooby-Doo is the fear. The fact that there is a ghost, and the ghost or whatever creature exists.
There
in
was
the
never
story
any
is
fear to me,
supernatural
but
and will
yeah.
cause some sort of fear response. Either it'll be terrorizing the town, or it'll be looking for gold, or it'll be some
yeah, I
sort
see
of
what he
gimmicky
means.
ghost. Everyone thinks it's supernatural. They've angered the freaking mountain deity or whatever. And,
Oh, I
and they
know
don't
where
what's
he's going with
on, and
this.
they
I
need to
already
do human
know.
sacrifices
This
now.
is
I
this is
probably
such
do, but I'm
bullshit.
gonna let him do
No,
it.
it's not actually a supernatural vampire ghost. It's just a dude in a mask wearing goofy suspenders, and he's bungee jumping. And that'll be the formula of every single episode, where
You still
there's
never
the
know
fear
who it
factor
is.
and trauma that these characters are implementing on the town that they are terrorizing, as well as on Shaggy and Scooby, because they always bump into them first and they're cowards. And
As
the
well
second
as
thing
on
that they're going to do
Shaggy
is
and
they're going to give a
Scooby.
completely logical explanation as to why exactly what was going on the entire time. Why the human wore the mask, and aside from rare instances where it actually is supernatural activity, in the most part, it is going to actually have a
I do
perfectly
like that there
feasible
were still
logical
rare
explanation to
instances
this.
of supernatural
These are two
activity. It made it
incredible
more
components of the
unpredictable.
original Scooby-Doo IP, and these are the two components
I
that
did
Velma
like that
decided
too.
to really ass blast the worst. First, the fear reaction. In the original Velma Season 1, you got Velma dealing with massive trauma. Her mother's gone, and she wanted to solve the mystery, and she was getting PTSD hallucinations from mysteries. Yep, mysteries were her PTSD emotional response, and that got her to start hallucinating things, trying to kill her, because mysteries. The only way to stop that is to make her laugh, or for her to get sexually harassed or assaulted. Like, these are the cures to mental health, ladies and gentlemen. You see someone going through a manic episode, freaking losing their mind, seeing hallucinations, starting to choke because someone mentioned
If
the
this
word
was a
mystery.
self-insert,
well,
I'm
give them a
questioning the
non-consensual
mentality
kiss,
of
ladies
the
and gentlemen.
self-insert.
That just might break them out of it. Oh, are you seeing them
There
actually
was
go
Are they
actually
through a
mentally
really
healthy?
creepy event
Like,
where their
legitimately,
entire
have they
body
been
is contorting
examined
because
by
they
a
are seeing something
therapist?
incredibly
They
There was
really
actually an
should be.
interview
ladies
where
and gentlemen,
Lindy
all you
Collins
gotta
said she
do is
did
start
sexually
telling them really
assault
funny
someone.
jokes, and you just get them to laugh
Oh,
away
God.
their trauma and fear. And all it needs to do is get Daddy to say,
Well,
I
not
love you,
sexually
Velma,
assault,
and
but like
poof, no longer afraid of mysteries.
she
because
admitted
somehow
to
that
being
definitely
very frisky
correlates
with
in her
someone.
mind to her mother's disappearance and mysteries.
That was not
Yeah,
okay.
humiliating, right? But it gets worse. At the end of season 1 of Velma, Shaggy ends up murdering Fred's mom. I know. The show is stupid. Kills Fred's mom, and obviously, he freaks out. And guess what? There's the whole gimmick of how in Scooby-Doo,
Oh my
Shaggy eats
God.
a lot, he eats it in crazy
What the
amount
fuck
of food.
did I
And guess
just
what?
see?
There's the
What the fuck? The only proper reaction here is Shaggy's.
Yeah, Shaggy's the only correct reaction. Velma, I just want dead right now.
Yeah, that spike should be going through her back. Maybe a
There
second.
was
one
actually
should
a
drop
scene where
like that.
Velma got ran over.
Did she die? Did she? Did
I
she?
think she died at the end of this. Hang on, does Nux actually talk about it?
Eats a lot, you know, he eats an crazy amount of food, and the actual Scooby-Doo will put like a whole freaking sandwich the size of the Eiffel Tower in his mouth.
Oh
and
my
he'll just run it
God.
off in 3 seconds.
The time Scooby would steal it from him, or he'd steal one from
He
Scooby.
has so much PTSD because, you know...
Yeah, he'll
murdered
steal from
the
Scooby, and then
Fred's mom,
Scooby
which
gets
is a thing that happens for
pretend
some
mad,
reason
and then he
Velma,
just makes another
and
sandwich.
He gets PTSD attacks. Now,
Yeah.
Velma's cured from her PTSD.
And Shaggy
he'll
steals it
do it
again.
Happens easily once you get your dad's love. Well, Freddy over here is not happy, and Shaggy, well, they call him Norville, and he is getting PTSD attacks. And they are creepy, ethereal, ghost-looking figures of Fred's mom attacking him. And the only way to
Well,
cure
for
it
PTSD,
is to
it
take a
makes
bite of
sense.
food. He gets this
Oh
crazy
wait, I
PTSD
remember this.
situation
It gets
because he
better
murdered somebody.
or worse.
That's
He
actually
grabs this sandwich and
Shaggy's
eats it,
right. So
and the
far, I
illusion is
can't
gone.
find any faults
No
in
problem.
Shaggy.
Hallucination solved. Psychology 0, Velma 1. Now, aside from being just an absolute
Like, I could see that happening with Shaggy. He's having some fucking flashbacks.
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
some sort of
Scooby
progressive
snack.
show,
I'm
literally
gonna
shitting
snack.
all over mental health.
I'll give it a
That's
minute.
Shaggy in a
aspect,
nutshell.
You know, the whole logical explanation of this gimmick in the original Scooby-Doo, that gets absolutely trounced upon as well. Now, remember the Shaggy hallucinations of Fred's mom coming to him like she was some sort of contorted ghost that he murdered? What if I told you that after he cured his hallucinations, because that's a thing you can do apparently, you can just cure mental illnesses like poof in this show, it's pretty awesome. Guess what happens? The hallucination stays and gains sentience. And it's actually Fred's mom's ghost. Actually, feasibly, visibly, Fred's mom's.
Yep.
I don't think there was ever a real ghost. Ever.
There was only one.
Think I remember it, but at the same time, I don't.
No, it was in the movie I showed you.
Which one?
Here, let me pull it up again. Ghoul School, where
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Phantasma, Phantasma the Phantom. Let me see if I can find a photo.
It makes sense. I get it. I think I remember it a little. If you know the name, just search it up.
Yeah, but I don't want to do all that. Hang on, let
Is
me
that
go back
even
to.
showing? Was that showing it on a VHS? Holy shit!
Oh my god, yeah, I did watch this on VHS. I originally thought, oh, this game.
What the fuck?
Anyway, back to video.
Ghost
It's a good
wandering
thing you can
around
edit.
trying to possess people.
I can't.
And, tries to possess
Oh,
Fred.
that
and Fred
sucks.
basically
This is all going straight
gives
onto
her the middle
YouTube.
finger,
Honestly, I
catches
don't
that
care.
moment of growth, chucks her out of her
Bro,
body
this is
and
gonna
she
be
goes to
crazy.
Visible, tangible.
Oh
hell.
my god.
Floor opens, creepy hands come out, pulls her literally into the depths of hell because she's a rich white woman, and that's
Well, to be fair, some of them do belong in hell.
Yeah, but that's not. Yes and no. Hello, proof of hell.
But at the same time, it doesn't belong in Scooby Doo.
We've still got another
I can't-
hour.
I can't hear it.
Understatement
Oh,
of
there
the
it is.
year.
It went quiet.
Not only are you giving sentience to hallucinations where it didn't even know it was sentient until suddenly, you know, guy Shaggy was cured, but also let's not forget the fact that we are operating under the assumption that we don't think that there is anything supernatural going on. This is the logical explanation for all things show. This is the most anti-religious piece of work that has ever existed. There is unironically a slot of 3 episodes at the beginning of season 2 doing nothing but bash religion as a concept, and here we have not only supernatural entities, but physical, tangible, visible evidence of hell. And they still go down this logical evidence thing. Obviously, supernaturality isn't real. And then big twist at the end of Velma Season 2. I'm going to spoil it for you because I'm just saving time at this point. Velma actually dies and comes back as a ghost. And that's the big finale conclusion of Velma Season 2, the worst show to ever grace television. I have never seen a franchise wipe its ass with the original IP like this Velma. Like, it's a tragedy that they are tying this show that has nothing to do with Scooby-Doo at all, aside from names and gimmicks. Dude, they're not even, the characters are not
If
only
it
not
was
the same
considered a
culture, not only
parody,
do they
it'd
not
be
have the same
okay.
personalities, but they are
Even as a
entirely
parody,
different
this
people.
this shit
is
would
a
be
high school
bad.
clique that has zero,
Yeah, it'd be
zero
bad, but it'd be a
overlap
little more
with the actual
acceptable.
gang from the Scooby-Doo stories. Tying your name to this IP for relevance sake to only just wipe your butt with it is honestly humiliating, and honestly,
You'd
in
still
my
have to
opinion,
respect the
a
original a little more
vandalism of
before it's still a
art.
parody.
It's something that, yes, we all complained about because, you know, Velma was an actual travesty against men and God. It was one of the worst things ever conceived by humankind. But it should be getting criticism for what it did to a beloved IP and an existing franchise, utilizing it and standing on its corpse purely for the sake of propping itself up, only to take a steaming fat load of dump all over it. We should not just be attacking
like a
this
lot
for
of people
vitriol for the
nowadays,
sake
actually.
of hate watching. We should be attacking this for vitriol for the precedent it is setting, that it is okay to do something like this. And quite
This shit is
frankly,
horrible.
not enough people are upset about it. It is
I'm glad
not
I didn't
okay.
watch it.
Do you realize right now that everything that you love,
I did. Not the
everything
actual
that
show,
you are
but I watched it
nostalgic
through
to
Nux.
will eventually be reworked
Yeah.
into
I'm glad I
Velma?
didn't.
Because that is the road we're going down. Well, we spent a solid hour on Western bullshittery and adaptations and contorting IP to fit some sort of disgusting ass backwards agenda that does nothing but shoot itself in the foot. So I think it's time to move on to the realm of anime, where
Oh,
this
boy.
exact same thing is going down, except this time it's not even with consent.
Oh god.
Localization
This
is a
is
word
a-
that sends shivers down my spine in the year of our Lord 2024. The idea that somehow you have this existing piece of media in Japan, but you want to appreciate it and respect and love this art in another country as well. Unfortunately, I don't speak Japanese, and I want to enjoy my weeaboo shit. I want to enjoy some nice anime cringe now and again. And unfortunately, that means it's got to be either translated to English or dubbed into English. And either one of those two is totally
Which do you
fine by
prefer,
me, so I can
dubbed or
consume this
translated?
media that I genuinely love so much.
Depends on
Now,
what
it
I'm
needs to get
doing.
localized
If
to
I'm
some degree. There are
actually-
expressions that are gonna
sometimes the
exist in anime that, quite frankly,
dubbed
are
is
not
better
gonna make
for me to
sense, and I'm
just
not
chill
gonna
and
have any
watch.
Oh my god,
talking
this
about.
show
For
Bash,
example, in English,
Mash,
you have
Mashal,
a
so
sentence,
good.
Who screwed the pooch? Now, this is
But
an
then you have
expression
things
that
like
means,
Bleach
who pooped
where
up? Pretty basic expression. However, if you were to
the sub
translate
is
this
better
word
for
one
the sole
translation to
purpose
Japan,
of
it would be,
Ichigo
who
entering
had sex
Bankai.
with the dog. Now, honestly, that doesn't make sense at all. And you'll hear that, you'll be like, "Nani? That doesn't fit nothing." So localization.
But then
would
you
be
have
taking an
Full
expression
Metal
like "who screwed the
Alchemist
pooch"
where
and translating
dad
it into
makes
Japanese,
dog and
either
daughter
expression
combine
or
into
translation
Chimera.
that actually makes sense. Who f***ed up? Literally the most easy to understand concept in the history of time. This is what localization is supposed to be. Now, there are many problems when it comes to bad localization, and I am not going to mention every single bad localization in the history of anime ever, because then we would be watching the entire Crunchyroll collection together for this video, and none of us have time or patience for that. Needless to say, this video is not sponsored by Crunchyroll. Now, some would argue bad dubs are artistic vandalism, and in my opinion, that's not fair. They're trying their best, let's say, and unfortunately the dub doesn't come out as good or emotional or however you like it, like the sub, and unfortunately that's just, it is what it is. I don't think that's malicious vandalism. I think that falls more under the either incompetence or level of niche appreciation for the culture. We ain't talking about that today.
That's
Honestly,
different. Yeah, I see
another
where he's
massive
coming
thing that they
from.
like doing is whitewashing the actual culture out of Japanese cartoons and stuff in order
Oh,
for the sake
Dragon
of just
Ball.
giving it to modern audiences and giving it to your appreciative
What are you
Western
talking about?
viewers
Dragon
like
Ball.
a slop that you know they enjoy. Anytime anything remotely religious
Goku.
and Japan
What they did to
happens, well,
Goku.
we want to whitewash
Oh.
that shit out of that.
Honestly,
wanna
that's not
his
bad.
blast that. We don't want it to
They
see
gave
anything
him
that
Superman
doesn't
lines
suit
instead of
our
letting him be his
culture.
own
And
character.
that, I think, is done purely for sales purposes. It's not for some agenda. I
That's
think it's
fair, but
laziness
also at the
and,
same time, it was
to be
around
honest, I
that
think it
time
is a
that
travesty. I don't think it's acceptable in any way.
It
I'll
was
be-
meant to make it
deculturing
more
a
for
piece of media
more
without
Americans
permission
to
of the
like it.
original
It was
artist,
the
just for the
intention
sake
behind
of
it, but it's
selling
still
it easier
stupid.
to people and giving
Yeah, I'll be
people
honest.
slop because
He's
you don't
talking about like
think that
malicious
that's how people
vandalism.
would
With that
appreciate it
one,
more.
that wasn't
First of
really
all, how
malicious.
dare
It
you?
was
Second
more of
all,
like
you're not allowed
It
to
we
was
feel
do
like
this.
it would be
done
better
with
for
the-
this
Now, there are a lot
character.
of honorifics at the end of
yeah,
Japanese
but
words.
it wasn't.
Chan,
I like
san,
OG.
sama, stuff like that. Now, that does not necessarily translate well into an English dub. To remove that, I completely understand. That is a language thing. Now, to be fair, I
But
think
it
the
really
fault of
isn't
this
that
definitely
bad.
does
It
fall
kind of
on
fits
people
in with
like
an English
Crunchyroll
dub
that are
pretty
hiring
well.
people with very low qualifications, paying them basically nothing in order
But
to
it started the
translate
whole
shit, always
debate,
threatening that they're just
Goku
gonna get
versus
some sort of
Superman.
AI to translate stuff instead, so that they don't even need
Yeah,
these
that
people that
voice
they're hiring.
line, but
I'm not blaming
realistically, Goku
translators as much as
loses.
I'm blaming the lazy, heavy-handedness
Yeah,
of the
Goku
industry
loses every
itself.
time.
But again,
Sorry.
my major qualm
Ultra
here
Instinct
is
gives
not
him a
even
chance,
necessarily
but
when
he
it
still
comes to
loses.
this. And when
Sorry,
it comes to
YouTube.
malicious changing
Sorry.
of media because you think the
Simple as
message
that.
is unhealthy for your viewers. And while I think localization
Like,
in general
especially
is a
if you get
massive
into like
topic
the
that could be
strongest
discussed at
Superman, his
massive
cosmic
length at some
armor
other
is
time,
literally
this topic is
universal,
not
if not
that. This
multiversal.
topic is artistic vandalism. It's
I mean, yeah,
objective,
Goku has a
malicious
chance, but even then,
vandalism.
like,
And holy shit,
Superman
we're
easily
about to lose
catches
your
up.
mind. So I'm gonna go
Let me
rapid
put it
fire
this
right
way.
now, okay? I'm gonna give you a bunch of
UI
examples
can
of
dodge
all of this
everything,
artistic
yeah,
vandalism,
but
and then I'm
He
going
gets
to
touched
dive into
once.
one specific case because I'm
and
not
his hits
here
won't
to
mean
watch every
shit.
Crunchyroll anime with
They
you.
Yeah,
won't build up.
he gets touched once. He's basically just
It's
dead.
a massive franchise. It's mostly for
Yeah,
kids.
like,
Yeah,
Cosmic
single
Armor
argument, that's
literally just
probably
has to
why,
let
but
him
it's
punch him,
mega huge and
grab his
everywhere.
hand,
They got a
and
3D
game over.
adaptation on Netflix, and guess what they did? The
Because
character
Cosmic
Shun,
Armor is
like
the
femboy
definition of
guy, the
invincible,
effeminate male
bro.
dude, the guy that does not look
He
like your
takes an
typical
attack
buff,
once,
masculine
he's
male
now
stereotype
immune
guy,
to it.
that dude that is definitely defying your gender norm in every way, being an active form of representation. Well, they just turned him into a girl for this show because
Oh my
you
God.
can't just have a cast of male characters. You have to have men and women fighting side by side, and they literally just gender swapped them for the sake of inclusivity, baby. There are so many examples of Shun basically sacrificing himself, hugging people in freezing weather to warm them up and stuff, purely for the sake of being a male bonding bro moment where this dude was doing something amazing. I don't
But
know
we
if you
can't
wanna
have bro
interpret it
moments
as
in
some
our
sort of
Lord
homoerotic thing or
Savior
not.
2024.
Again, not my point. Art is for you to decide what it's like. That's the beauty of art because it can be interpreted in many ways. Well, you can't interpret this in many ways if they change the art. They had to freaking cut the scene because, bro, it's a kid's show. You can't have a man and a woman sitting there naked cuddling for warmth and stuff. No. Let's just cut a massive character moment out of the show because we have to make this dude a woman because you have to have men and women fighting side by side because it's so obviously for the sake of points that there's a female woman over there.
Fully
whole-ass
changing
female
your character's
woman.
gender is stupid.
Why did you do that? It was for laziness and point gaining. It wasn't for any form of storytelling or anything.
At least it was
It's
like
honestly just
ungendered, because
performative
I know
and
some
embarrassing.
anime do
Another thing
fucking
that they like
characters
doing
with not
is
a
they like
gender. You can
inserting and shoehorning modern
switch it to
Zoomer
be
lingo into their
whichever.
anime. My favorite thing is when Naruto looked at Sasuke and said, "That wasn't very skibbity toilet Ohio Riz."
Shut up,
and
Nux.
proceeded to looks
That
match each other
skibbity
for a
shit's getting
solid 10
annoying. That
seconds
skibbity shit's
before
fucking
telling each other
retarded.
they were a little bit
Whoever
sus
made
amongst.
that,
Now, there
I
are
don't know
million
what's wrong with
screenshots
them.
that my editor could put on screen literally right now to tell you exactly what I'm saying. I think
Well,
the most
whoever they
obvious one
are,
is the
those pesky
Nagatoro
picture.
one. There's Sanemi
You're acting
Nagatoro,
twice
this
it.
girl that's bullying this dude, and
Become
she
a
says,
gay
"Well,
chat."
that's sus." And honestly, you could just say, "Okay, they were trying to make it goofy and give it
Sus
flavor."
as
She's a high
usual.
school girl. They made her say "sus." Obviously, "sus" is not a word that you say in Japan. Like, what the fuck are you doing? But okay, we can live with it. And then you have the head-ass idiot translator on Twitter going onto Twitter to talk about how, "Oh yeah, I love doing this just to annoy people with my translations." Suddenly, people that are translating things feel
And
like
then
they
you
have
got
some sort of
fired.
power. The power to dictate what this art should look like, even though you are nothing but a mouthpiece for the original artist. How dare you sully their
Yeah,
work
for a
with your
translator shouldn't
creativity to
change
piss
shit.
off people that you feel like you have the right
You're
to
supposed
piss
to
off.
translate,
You are
not
nothing.
change
Sorry
late.
if I got a little bit edgy
Yeah.
there, but
Shoot me.
that's
That
how
was a
I
bad
feel.
one.
I think another one of the most
It really
floating
was.
around examples of this comes
I'm
from the
gonna try
Dragon
not to
Maid
call
anime.
it, but I might
Dragon
have
Maid
to
is
grab
a
the
show,
12.
cute show. We all love it.
Huh?
It's about a couple of dragon girls. They come to the freaking human world. and
I
they
said
become
I was
girls.
gonna
They're
let that
cute
one
waifus
slide, but I
instead of
might have to
dragons.
grab the
You
12.
got them in all shapes and sizes. Literally, it's terrifying what the internet will do to some of them. And well, editor, roll the clip.
何ですかその格好。
Jesus Christ, Loco was a fucking
どうかな。
mom.
次
She's a
は体を
mom.
変えるといいですよ。What are you wearing that for?
Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting
Oh
on
my
my nerves.
God.
So I changed clothes.
That's
Oh my
actually pretty
God.
bad.
You to change back.
That's actually
I
pretty
do
bad.
love how Toru asked, "What's with that outfit?" And the response in the original Japanese was,
I feel
"Well,
bad for that kid
everyone
that's
was
living
always
with
saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. How is it? Pretty awesome.
With
Pretty
her, I
great,
feel
right?
bad.
Well, in the Funimation dub, it's, "Oh, those pesky patriarchal society demands getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes." within the original sub, Toru responding with, "You should try changing your body next." And in the Funimation dub, because, you know, she's a dragon, she can freaking transform. And then in the Funimation dub, the response is, "Give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back."
Wait, this was in
Oh, the
Funimation?
patriarchy, am I right, guys?
Yeah.
there's a couple of
Thank God
dragon girls from
Crunchyroll
an alternate
destroyed
dimension where
them,
they're
bought
these
them out.
overpowered deities that have come to
For
Earth
real.
to kind of just have a good time every once in a while.
Funimation,
Yeah.
I thought was
the
good at one
patriarchy
point.
was
Now
really
I'm
getting on their
insulted.
nerves, am I right, guys? Now, I want to make it clear. The reason why I'm upset about
Now,
this
now
stuff
to be
isn't
fair,
because it
Crunchyroll
objectively
isn't as
makes
good,
these
but
shows worse. I would have the
it's
same
still a little
issue
bit better.
if it would even make the shows better.
I use
Because the
9
thing
anime
is,
on Google.
I don't think you as a translator or
I'm gonna be watching
localizer or whatever
Konosuba
the
soon.
has any right whatsoever
I couldn't get
to
into
crack
it.
on a piece
Really?
of art written by someone
Yeah,
else. You are
he was
not being
annoying.
paid as an editor to
How
fix
come?
their script. You are being paid as
Aqua
a
was
localizer
annoying,
to
and
let
so was the
their
main
art
character.
and their beautiful work that they put into the world reach more people. That's your job.
I find him
You
funny
are not
'cause of
some
how
gift
petty
from
he
God
is.
That is here purely to
that's
divulge
fair.
and spread your
He
freaking
has some funny
ideology onto the
moments,
masses,
but
whether
otherwise
you
he's
are a
mainly
good
annoying.
person or not. Every
Very
time
cringy.
localizers get confronted with this sort of thing, you have the most insane reaction.
Yeah,
from
I
all
have
of them.
really
Watching
unpopular
Asmongold
opinions,
react
though,
to
on
these
newer
morons
anime.
Asmongold.
backtrack and talk about why they actually are correct, and because white people are actually a blight on society, which is why they have the right to ruin this piece of art created by an Asian man for the sake of what? Spreading your agenda?
I will
How
admit-
dare you?
I'm
Some of 'em.
kind of scared to ask this question now because I don't want to bring down the room. So this is directed at Jamie, but all of you can answer. 'cause
Go,
all of
Jamie,
you
go. I'm
have, like,
excited about it. Like,
So
I'm
Funimation has come under, let's call it criticism for how they choose to adapt their scripts
Oh,
for
like
a couple
unnecessary
of shows.
hate. Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Oh, unnecessary hate. Got it.
you unfairly.
Thank
and,
you.
So how would you like to respond to that kind of criticism?
To the
particularly-
criticism, like, I have a vagina, deal with it. Like, I'm a
Oh my
funny
God!
woman.
Look at his
You're a
face.
vagina, deal with it.
Yeah, I see it.
He's just like, what
Did
is
bitch
this?
Say this?
I love Asmongold's reactions. It's so funny.
They're genuine as fuck too.
Like, I'm a funny woman. We are all talented, funny, powerful women. We are out here. It's going to happen. Deal with it. I'm sorry you're not getting laid. It's not about you. Move on. That's my reaction.
Well, I can tell
So
you
this
right
is a
now,
person
even with
that
that
made the
shitty
comment,
quality, I don't want
And
to
they
fuck
said, just
none of
remember,
them.
if
They
there
all
is
ugly.
there are any line changes in any anime, any
I would respond with, I don't give a shit about getting laid. I care about my fucking anime being right. Stop fucking it up. Fuck you.
Yeah, for real.
Like, god damn it.
script, anything ever that offend anyone who unironically uses a term like SJW and feminist agenda, I wrote them. I wrote them all. Yep. Well, now you're getting replaced by a robot. So I hope you had fun.
Congratulations.
I hope it was enjoyable. Yeah, there it is.
Now, I feel like a whole H-bomber guy ass type guy right now, but one of the major reasons why I wanted to do this
Now I need
video
to check
was
my old
because of
Bleach
the next little
dub.
part that I'm going to talk about in my anime atrocities chapter. Lovely Complex and Jello Apocalypse. Jello Apocalypse is a YouTuber
glad I
who's made
don't
a
know
lot of
that one.
videos over a very long time. He has a very respected career, and that's not there anymore, baby! Yeah, probably gonna get into some sort of drama here, but you know what? I'm gonna do this freaking topic justice. Lovely Complex is an anime that I watched a while back based on the recommendation of a friend of mine. It was one of his favorite anime. He recommended it to me. I watched it, and it was very cute. It's a story about a very tall girl and a dude who fall in love, and it's very wholesome. It's like, even though she's tall and she felt like she couldn't get a guy because she's super tall, and he's just some random douchey dude, they fell in love, and it was beautiful. It's a pretty wholesome story, all in all. I'm not gonna lie and say I remember every single story beat
I
that ever
sometimes
happened.
like
It's not
slice of
my
life
ultimate cup of tea, but it was
animes.
still pretty cute. And this got a dub.
Yeah,
The dub was
rarely for
managed
me.
by Jello Apocalypse, the YouTuber who did the So This Is Basically series, where he basically made a series where he could sarcastically make fun of different pieces of media and stuff. And honestly, while I do love me some criticizing media, especially in a sarcastic setting, the way this man takes pot shots at stuff like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Adventure Time purely because he doesn't understand the medium and he just has some sort of blatant disrespect for the creators It's despicable. Now, I know you could say that I'm just reading into it, and that's just supposed to be a
JoJo
comedic
really
thing,
isn't
but
that good,
Jello
though.
Apocalypse is constantly talking
It's
about
just
on Twitter how
it's just
JoJo's
a
is
show
bad,
blown
and if
over
you
by
like it, you
memes.
have
That's pretty much it.
objectively shit taste.
It
It was
really is.
created
If
by
you
a
want
shit guy,
to
probably.
watch
To
memes
quote Jello
repeatedly, that's all it
Apocalypse's
really
tweet,
is.
please stop making JoJo video essays. I'm so tired of seeing the psychology of ex-villain. You're welcome, by the way. I think he's talking about me. An Iraqi secret reasoning recommended in my sidebar. JoJo is an oil slick. It's volatile and fun to look at, but if you assume it has depth and dive into it, you'll hurt your head. And he went on tirades about how JoJo's is actually bad and ugly.
I mean,
and
it
believe or
does
not,
have
that
some
was
depth,
reflected
but it's,
entirely in
nah.
so this is just basically JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Listen, I get not liking something. I get criticizing something, but saying that a piece of art is objectively bad is not exactly the direction I would go if I was A, in the industry of adapting art, like this dude is because he was working on the adaptation for Lovely Complex, or B, creating art. Dude made his own shows on his channel, which I watched Epithet Erased, and I thought it was kind of mid, not gonna lie. But again, that's a personal take. So he goes on this whole tirade talking about his experience in adapting Lovely Complex. He said he had no passion for it. It was not being paid well for it, but he still was gonna do it. He rewrote a bunch of parts of it to add jokes and make it actually funny. He changed a bunch of the romantic scenes because he's the only guy that knows how to write romance on the planet, apparently. That is a quote, by the way. He literally
I hate
said
that shit. If you're gonna do a dub, make it original.
Quote,
Don't change it. You're translating. That's it.
When it came to the relationship of tall girl
That's
and
honestly
douchey
a good
guy,
point.
he thought he treated her not nicely at certain points in the story, even though this is the literal tsundere story where they originally hate each other and they end up falling in love with each other. He still went out on a limb to talk about how, yup, it's a problematic relationship, and therefore I changed a lot of the dialogue and stuff to make them sound nice to each other the whole time because we need our protagonist to be respectful. We can't have him be a bit of a douche. He can't treat women like that. He ends up changing a ton of
Have
stuff.
we not
He
seen
had nothing but
Naruto,
disrespect for the
Bleach,
original piece of art that he was adapting. Which really crap,
Fairy
why are you doing it?
Tale?
You're making millions on YouTube. I think
I never
Dragon
got.
Ball.
I tried to get into Fairy Tale, but I
Have a
couldn't.
really shitty adaptation because it was really shitty, and I'm gonna change
It's not
it all.
for everyone.
And there was this whole moment at the
I think
very
it was
end
for
of Lovely
me.
Complex
I think
where
it
the
was
actual
just that there
mangaka,
was
the
just
creator of
too much
Lovely Complex,
filler.
did like a whole self-insert thing where she put herself in the story for just one scene at the
Okay,
very
hold up
end
on
of
a
the show.
minute.
And
Fairy
because
Tale
he
had too
thought-
much filler. Fairy Tale.
Yeah, Dragon Ball had filler, but
No,
the
no, no,
filler.
no, no, no. Did you watch Bleach?
I watched up until the when they fucking when Ichigo saved what's her face from the Phoenix. From the Phoenix Blade.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. You didn't. You barely are in this.
That
you
was,
barely got
that was
into the
all that
Soul
was on
Society
Netflix.
arc.
That was all that was on
Yeah.
Netflix.
It's different now. I think there's more on Netflix.
Okay, cool. I might go back and watch more.
But honestly, if you like to sit at your computer to watch it, 9anime is the thing to use. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
that she was so disrespectful in the way that she wrote these characters, and it was so not progressive of her, he managed to find a way to try to cut her out of the actual story that she wrote. He went on this whole tirade talking about how she sounds like she's just your average person that says, I hate drama.
Kinda like 50 Shades of Grey, bro. Nothing's like 50 Shades of
her at
Grey.
the end as some fashion designer for just some
Except 50 Shades of
random
Grey.
scene at the very end of Lovely
Exactly.
Complex, saying that I'm gonna make you
More
look
like
good.
True
And
Blood.
That was the one line
More
that
like
the
50
manga
Shades of
self-insert
Cringe.
character had, and Jello Apocalypse
Actually,
said,
True Blood's kind of what happened if you took
Your
the
writing is
original and
trash.
mixed it
So
with
then,
50 Shades
Brendan
of
Blabber,
Grey.
the Jello Apocalypse, the big name attached to the project.
Vampires
not
and
only did he
50
want
Shades
to
of
cut
Grey,
her out, But
basically.
when they told him no, he made them a threat. He said, if you do not cut out her line praising herself at the
I hated
end,
the
her
Twilight
own line,
series.
the creator of this piece of art,
I
if you
liked
don't
it.
cut out her own line of this
But
because
there
this
was
is a
some shit I
problematic
hated
work,
for sure.
I quit. What?
But as a series,
Literally
I liked it.
blackmailing
But
them
I
and
don't
extorting them
really
into
associate it with
absolutely
the true
bastardizing
vampire
a piece of
stuff.
art written by somebody else? Who the hell are you? Aside
just
from the
liked
sheer
it.
disrespect, you're not getting the show you think you're getting. if you wouldn't pay attention to Twitter discourse, or you wouldn't be watching a video exactly like this one, you have no idea what you're actually watching. You could have just watched Lovely Complex. You could not have known.
Oh no, if I
at
saw
all
that
half of what you
patriarchal
watched
shit, I
was
would have known some
completely
shit
the
was
work of
wrong
some
with it.
random narcissistic YouTuber, instead of actually the piece of art that your friend recommended to you because it touched
I'm
them
so
in a very
glad I grew up in
emotional
an
way.
era
They
before
kill the evidence
all
by
this shit
publishing
happened
it
so I
because
could
the
actually
vast
enjoy
majority of
media
people
when I
that
was
actually
growing up.
consume the piece of media will have absolutely
real,
no
just
idea
barely, though.
how bastardized it actually is. But the more and more this happens, and the more and more
Like,
the
I can't
actual anime
enjoy
industry,
media
especially in the West, is
after
going to have a stranglehold by people like these
2015
Crunchyroll
most
humans
of the
that like
time
changing
anymore.
things to fit some sort of agenda.
I
the
wouldn't say
less
after 2015, I would say
authentic stories
2018.
you are going to be receiving from the rest
Fair
of the
enough.
world. There is so much beautiful
There's
art out
some
there,
that's still
and so
good,
much
but
of
the
it is just
the
gonna become
vast majority
completely
not so
tainted,
much.
changed and warped for the sake of
That's
selling
why I
you something
love
that does
that,
not
like,
exist. A
you
lot
can
of
go
people
back
feel
and
like
watch
their
old
message
shit.
is the objectively correct message, and
Yeah.
because it's the objectively correct message, it gives them some sort of
I'm gonna set
moral
an alarm
divine
for in the morning
authority
real quick.
to with and
Okay.
ruin the
When do you
art
plan on
created
going to
by
bed?
talented people that have a message
I don't
and
know.
an emotion that they want to
Y'all
share
know
with
whenever
the
you feel
world,
tired.
and makes it feel like you
Probably
have
about
some
1
sort
or
of
2 in the
divine
morning.
right
It's
to
11:15
choose
right
what
now.
art gets consumed and how it affects the people that consume it. As a consumer, you have to recognize that everything you're getting is going through the hands of
It's a
being
10:30
tainted by
award.
millions of people and constantly trying to one-up each other with different moral high grounds and ethical platitudes that you're not going to be receiving the thing
Yeah, tomorrow
that you
I'm gonna
want
be
to
streaming all day
receiving. It
again.
is a net L for the entire
But
world,
yeah,
and
so
it
I'm
is
gonna
the
be
death
going
of art
to work
as you know it. Art is something
at
that can
12:30.
be created by anyone. I can
Work until
create
probably
art.
6
You
or 8
can
o'clock.
create art. And by doing that, you are putting something into
Probably
the world
about
that can
6
touch
o'clock
millions
wouldn't
of
be
people.
too far
Especially
off.
with the internet that we can access anything. You have no
Because
idea
it's a
how
long.
beautiful
Usually it's
and
a short, like,
widespread
4-hour
true
day.
art can actually be.
But I'm going
With
in
the
a little
overly
earlier to get some more
pasteurized,
hours.
corporatized
Okay.
slot machine that is modern entertainment, that beautiful
Yeah, I need to make
true
up some of
art
my
is gonna
paycheck.
be
I bought a
lost,
few
and
more
suddenly,
things than I
the only
intended
true
to.
art you're gonna see nowadays is a meme on Twitter because they ain't changing those. You could see these relatively mediocre YouTube videos like I make, and yeah, I think that I enjoy them. I'm sure some people like them, but the true big works of art, that
Dude,
are
I
worked
feel
on
bad
by
for some people
dozens
that are
and
gonna watch
dozens
my
of people
video
could
because
just
I'm
be
just like, this is
snuffed
mediocre
out
at best.
because of a wild, disturbing, disingenuous, greedy
Yeah.
company, just for the trying to promote some sort of agenda that you may or may not agree with, and they feel like they have the ethical high ground to not give a shit. And speaking of, we're working we're working about getting to probably the worst part of this entire essay.
Oh
is he-
no, where is this one going?
Yeah, where is this
I
one
took
going?
distinct care to specifically be talking about specific series, shows, and movies that were absolutely butchered in the good name of pushing some sort of agenda. And I made sure that that was the absolute bulk of the video purely because ultimately you have to realize it's happening before recognizing the villains. And while obviously there is no centralized eye of
Sauron.
Sauron that's dealing with all this stuff, I do think that there are definitely a lot of contributing factors. The largest of them being Twitter activism. A
Oh my
nebulous,
God.
anomalous force that no one can
There's a
actually
reason why I
possibly
don't go on
comprehend the
Twitter
great
all
powers
that
and
much.
fears
Like
that
there's
they actually
barely a
That's
minute
pretty
I go on
awesome, to
Twitter.
be honest.
But because of these nebulous concepts
I really do,
flying
I just say
around,
fuck it and stay
somehow,
off of it.
somewhere, a couple of bullshit ass companies managed to somehow take powers in the ass crack of society, breathing the Twitter fumes that give their lives purpose and meaning. And they found a way to become the viruses to manipulate the flesh puppets that is modern media, contorting art into works of absolute debauchery. You see, I went really hard analyzing various series until this point from different perspectives, but you don't understand how long the list could be if I just went for broad abominations in this atmosphere. The Halo TV show being an abomination. The Witcher being such a travesty that Henry Cavill had to
Oh, yeah, he
literally
laughed.
seppuku himself to get
You know,
off
the first
stage.
season was
Bro,
good.
The Witcher was not even about
But,
The Witcher anymore.
the
took
story
Witcher to
kind of
make The
fucked
Witcher
some shit
not
up
even the main character of the show,
that a lot
focus
of
on
people
every
didn't
other
catch.
character in the universe that
They
happens
could have
to
gotten it
not
canceled.
be a white guy.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of The Witcher, and surprise
No, like
everyone
early
people.
on in the
But
first
the real
season.
villains are not the individuals that are bastardizing
With one of, like,
his art.
the
No,
first, like, main
those
villain
people
or
are the
whatever
mere
that he
flesh
fought.
putlights, the
Not main villain, but
cum
big
socks,
monster
the
type
goddamn
thing.
symptoms of the disease, but not the disease itself. They are the tumors
Because,
that are created by a metastasized cancer.
in the
But
movie,
cancer,
it said
that's
it was
the
a 12-year-old girl that
outrage
was
farming
transformed into
flesh
the
balls
monster.
that make believe they have some semblance of
And,
morals or ethics that they try to trounce down.
I don't know
everyone that
how old the
disagrees with
actor
them.
was,
We're
but
talking
there
about the
wasn't
corporate
any
calamities, baby. The
censorship
best
at
known
all
of them,
once it was
Sweet
transformed back to
Baby
human.
Inc. From
Oh,
Assassin's Creed Valhalla all the
Yeah.
way to Suicide Squad.
Like,
Sweet
no-
Baby Inc. has
nothing
been a
of the,
blight on the goddamn game.
Lower region was showing, but it wasn't right with The Witcher.
oh boy, here comes the next part. This is gonna suck.
Yeah, me catching that, I was like, yeah, I'm not watching this now if y'all gonna do some shit like that. Let's see this next part.
Sweet Baby Inc. Here we go.
Gaming industry. For those of you that are unfamiliar with their reign of terror, you will be surprised that they are just the ones that got exposed until now and got harassed in the public forum. That got
Dude,
humiliated
they got their
and shamed the way
butthole
they all
spread
should be
wide.
humiliated and shamed. Sweet Baby Inc. is a diversity inclusion consulting company. You probably
I
have
don't
no
know
idea what that
anything
even
about
means,
it.
to be honest. And I envy
Oh,
you
you're
if
about
you
to learn a
don't.
lot
But
today.
what that is you basically have a game that wants to release, let's say it's Suicide Squad, for example. They want to release their game. They had people working on it. Lots of time, lots of effort went into this new game, and it's going to be great. But the thing is, Sweet Baby Inc. is sitting there twiddling their thumbs and saying, well, if you're not inclusive enough, well, we might have to try to cancel you on Twitter and get you harassed. You know all the harassment that happened when Hogwarts Legacy came out because they were somewhat associated with J.K. Rowling, who's not very beloved
Yep.
in the public forum these days? Well, we're going to do that to you. And I don't think you'll
That
be able
didn't
to
do
withstand
shit
the
to
backlash.
Hogwarts
So
Legacy,
unless
though.
you want to make sure that
No,
you're
it
not
was
going to
just,
get absolutely canceled
what
and
effect
railed
is
by us
it?
activists that are
Streisand
being
effect?
active to promote something or other, you have no choice but to
Dumbasses.
pay us a fee.
They did the
to
same thing with
consult
Black Myth
you
Wukong.
and talk about what shit you have to cut out of your game and
With
what,
what?
crap you have
Black
to
Myth
add to
Wukong.
to create.
The game that just came out yesterday. The Souls
I
like.
don't keep up with Souls-like games like that.
Here, let me show you real quick. I showed this on stream. I might as well show this earlier.
Ugh.
So, has been subjected to persistent sexist attacks and slander since their first promotional videos because they have consistently refused political correctness guidance and rejected the extortionate guidance fees of millions of dollars demanded by these political correctness. 7
fuck?
million. Paid them 7 million
For what?
for guidance fees from Sweet Baby. And if they didn't, they would be attacked for, like, they would basically be harassed.
What the fuck? That's some shit right there, to be honest.
Yep. Yep.
But what were they? I'm so confused.
About?
Who the fuck Sweet Baby is to begin with, and second, what the fuck they were trying to do to begin with.
Well, let's go
On
to their
how they
website
even
real
planned
quick.
it
Hold
to
on. Let's go to their website. Let's go to their website, shall we?
I don't know if I want to.
No. Let's go to the website. So, founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone.
You want inclusive and diversity? Skyrim.
Thank you. We
I
believe
need
you
that
need...
say more.
Here, let me say it in this voice. We believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems. Sweet Baby Inc. provides a narrative consultation at any stage of development, boasting a talented team with vetted industry experience that best bring your story to life.
You know the sad part is, the overly dramatic voice fits it.
Hold on. Wait, there's other clients. So Xbox, EA, Valve,
Everyone.
bro, Rocksteady, Wizards of the Coast.
What?
People, the people who make Magic the Gathering and D&D.
That's why they went downhill.
Oh my god.
That's what happened to them. They got their grubby hands on them.
Warner Bros. Of course.
Ubisoft, Santa Monica,
2K.
Xbox really got fucked over. So EA kind of makes sense. EA's been shit for a while though.
Avalanche.
Avalanche is a good one.
Oh my god.
They have their hands in too many good
Companies.
Yeah. I don't like what I'm seeing.
Oh, they even show some of their games. Alan Wake 2.
That I like Ragnarok.
Worked on narrative and character consultation with a focus on representation. Worked on story consultation.
That's probably why the quest with Atreus and what's her face is so
Anger
ass
Boda.
because they
I know which one you're talking about. Anger Boda. See, I
They
could tell
Anger
when they
Boda
had their
dirty.
hands. I could tell when they had their hands on it, but it wasn't much, thank God.
Yeah, but it was that Anger Boda scene for sure. Like when Anger Boda showed up the second time, she wasn't as bad as she was when she was first introduced.
Dude, Atreus was mad into Anger Boda. I'm just like, why? There's no reason.
A little bit it made sense, but not as I would have expected him to be more intrigued by another giant, not automatically in love.
So stupid, so fucking stupid. Wait, let me go to something real quick. Now this you're gonna like. So this is a list of every single game they've been involved with. Would you like to go down the list?
That Ragnarok one upsets me to see. There's a lot of not
RuneScape?
recommended. Not recommended.
The First
Not
Descendant,
recommended.
Final Fantasy VII, Dragon
Slow down.
Quest,
No wonder the First Descendant kind of sucked.
Ragnarok, Homeworld 3, Space Tow Truck, Motorfest,
That God of
Flintlock,
War Ragnarok pisses me off.
Valhalla.
Valhalla was alright.
D&D Dark Alliance, and Suicide Squad killed the fucking Justice League.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the video.
I think the least ruined on there is God of War Ragnarok.
Spider-Man 2 had its
And
downs too.
Spider-Man 2.
Huh?
Spider-Man 2 was good.
Do you remember you had to play that fucking deaf girl?
I don't remember Spider-Man 2 fully.
You had to play as a deaf girl for one of the missions.
Damn. That's kind of like the MJ missions though, but probably worse.
And it was required. You couldn't skip it. It wasn't like a side quest or anything.
Oh damn. I watched gameplay of it, but I don't remember that part.
I talked with one of the chatters about it a while ago, and they were like, yeah, but it's another superhero. I'm like, I don't care about the superhero, though. This is Spider-Man 2, not Death Girl 2.
Yeah.
If it says Spider-Man 2, I'm playing Spider-Man 2. I'm playing Spider-Man. Not whatever this bullshit
even the
is.
DLCs for the original that first Spider-Man game had You didn't play as the other characters other than that little bit of MJ.
That somehow the
By the way,
public
MJ was
may
fucking
not
ugly in
cancel
Spider-Man
you
2.
and humiliate you for. And
I
you
don't
know
even
what?
remember, to be honest. I'm
Fucking
kind of glad.
worthless.
She wasn't bad in the
99% of these
that
game
first one, though.
companies or creators of any merit do not want to get canceled in public for something random. And if paying Sweet
Did you hear
Baby
that?
a couple of dollars for them to basically protect you from the public backlash, well, we might as well do that. Because believe it or not, the top corpo juggernauts in any of these games, they don't give a shit about diversity and crap. They just want to sell games. And they feel like having a Sweet Baby Inc. checkmark might actually help them not get canceled by someone else, and therefore, maybe can help them sell more games. I feel like there is a silent, or maybe not even so silent, extortion campaign done by a lot of these diversity, inclusion, lovey-dovey acceptance consulting companies that basically kind of force and heavy-hand different corporations into working with them.
Bro,
or they will
imagine
come
if
at
they
you
tried to
later
do
for
this
just
shit in
not
the
being a
90s.
nice guy enough.
Oh
And
my
under
God.
the threat of this public scrutiny
Someone
and
would get
shaming,
shot.
they buckle. And Sweet Baby Inc. swoops in
Guaranteed.
and ruins your game. The way Sweet Baby Inc. actually got exposed and harassed and blasted by the public is honestly one of the most hilarious Streisand
Oh, dude, you'll love
effects
this.
of all time. There was someone on Steam
I just showed
who
you
made,
this.
basically
Yeah.
a group called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, where he would talk about all the games that actually used Sweet Baby Inc. when it came to creating their games and helping and consulting to diversify their cast or whatever. And surprise, literally all the big flops of the AAA industry of recent happened to
Ragnarok
work
wasn't
with
too
Sweet
much of
Baby
a
Inc.
flop.
Well, not a lot of people took notice. Maybe had like 10,000 followers at the time. And then Sweet Baby Inc. themselves, the goddamn cuckolds of the industry that are sitting in their chair and watching the action go down.
They fucking
go onto
lost their
Twitter,
shit.
Start harassing the
They had
guys
a
who
fit.
made the freaking Steam list of games that worked with them, targeted them with harassment, basically threatened Steam to try to deplatform them and get rid of all their games or something because they are harassing them and shit. They spread all sorts of slanderous garbage about this. This is
You
a
know the funny
massive
thing
drama,
is,
huge
I didn't hear shit
situation that
about it.
happened over a long period